Hi.
Hello. Welcome in.
I worked it. I worked.
Yeah,
my,
we can't hear you. There we
I
go.
worked my first thing. Yay! Okay, welcome everyone. This is our episode 1 of BitCast, the unofficial BitCraft Vodcast, not podcast, Vodcast. We are here with our amazing hosts. I'll let you guys introduce yourself. Feel free.
Hi. I'm Tel. You may have heard of me. We have that big obnoxious empire over in Region 5. And I have a couple of guides. You're probably using some of my spreadsheets. You're probably using some of the various resources I've put out for the game. And I've probably been to your market to buy your stuff. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited for this first episode.
And I'm Shocktor. I am located in Region 1, the Squirrel Kingdom, because I tend to get redirected in many directions, so that's why we went with Squirrel. So yeah, we are in Region 1. We just got our land back, so you can find us there. And I stream BitCraft also, and I use Tel's spreadsheets all the time. So, and go ahead, Ember.
Hi, I am Ember, also known as emberKat. Ember or Cat is perfectly fine, either which way. I run this very, very, very small community, very small, in Region 3. I have to remember what region I am. And I also use Tel's spreadsheets, by the way.
I think everybody does at this point, yes.
I was going to say, we see the little frog, we immediately know.
Yes. So got to give Nillinker also.
Yeah, not mine, Nillinker.
Nillinker, yeah. Nillinker did like a part of that and spread it out to all of us.
Yes. He came out with like a new one, seeing that Tel decided to hoard the second version of his sheet for a while.
Yes.
Yeah. That's we worked on that together. Yeah.
Yep. Tel and Nillinker.
Yeah, no, it's been working amazing. I think a lot of the community using those spreadsheets has been like phenomenal. I want to say like a couple resources going out nowadays, like the calculator thing.
Oh, calculators?
Yeah, the website calculators.
I don't know of any calculators, but I know BitGita, which is a resource that has basically everything in the game in terms of markets, claims, items. You can see into people's inventories. It's very stalkerish. It's fantastic. It's terrible. And there's a Subaka.dev, which is it's got like a good leaderboard and things like that, made by the Tortugan Empire.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of. Is it open source now? Can people actually access?
Not quite. So the API is closed. However, people are able to use their player tokens, the thing that lets you access the game. You can use these to access the game's database and then pull information from it. And there's also a developer application that you can do that lets you, I think they give you a player token for free or something like that, but you can apply there and show your app and kind of become officially part of that kind of thing for your community tool.
Well, I think we should probably also explain what it is we're doing. What is BitCraft? What are we talking about with all these player resources? And why do we have a Vodcast going today?
Yeah. Okay. So I've been posed to answer this question because I have that really big video that I did on what is BitCraft, and it's like it's got like I just it's like 90,000 views now, and BitCraft is, in a few words, I like to summarize it as Albion Online without ganking, which is my favorite way to put it because a lot of people go, wait, Albion, that sounds either really boring or that sounds like, oh my God, exactly what I've been waiting for so long. And it's that second group of people that everyone who plays the game kind of is. Albion Online without ganking, RuneScape-ish vibes with a lot of, like, in terms of skill perfection and stuff like that, except more community focused. And it's just like another way you could put it is like a Minecraft mega server kind of thing. It's an MMO with a single persistent world where everyone's kind of shaping and building the land together to build these massive communities and settlements.
Tearing it down.
Yeah.
Or tearing it down.
But
which
yeah.
I'm interested to hear about this Shocktor's Squirrel Kingdom and why he wasn't on the map for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I'll definitely bring that up later when we talk about empires.
Well, I was going to say, we should look at how was the first launch of the game for you guys. Like, what happened? Day one, were you stuck in Region 8, where all of the mishaps happened originally?
I was thankfully thrown into Region 1 right away. That is where I started.
Oh, you logged in quick then. You would have like 0.2 seconds the game launched, you logged in. Because I think that's how it did. It went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you would have just put in and then you just chilling.
I was very much looking forward to the release of this game. I never played the alpha, never played the demo. I only looked forward to the release, and I was really thankful that they did release on the 21st, because it was going to be the 27th after the 20th was a no-go. So that was actually really nice. And also, I do want to say hello to my community. I did see a bunch of people in the chat, so I did want to just say hello.
Yeah, we do have a quite a combination of peoples in the chat right now. We are not ignoring you. We do see you. We will do shout outs and stuff as we see it in chat, as we do podcast stuff. We're going to try and keep a little bit, like, you won't see alerts, you won't see stuff like that popping off. I know this is currently on my channel, but we're going to try and keep this as professional as I can possibly do it without breaking everything. So, yes, hello everyone. Hello Tel's community. Hello Shock's communities. Hello's my communities. But yeah. So, you, Region 1, you got in first off, and staying in Region 1. Tel, you were in Region 5 this entire time?
Oh god, no. Region 5 was a mess. But Region 2 worked really well. So some of my, like, we had a pretty big group going. So we played the demo. Demo was a blast. We kind of popped off in the demo, and my video also came out around the demo time. That was very calculated, by the way. And we got a lot of people in, like, oh, hey, I don't recognize Tel from his video. So they kind of community blew up out of nowhere. We had some stragglers from Briar Shores, and then just a ton of people just come in. And then we scouted the map, figured out exactly where Dragon's Head was going to be ahead of time. And then we jumped in. So we knew that Region 5 was where I wanted to be, where we wanted to go. And I got put into Region 2, and I had some people get put in Region 8, Region 5, all over the place. The people in Region 5 were struggling. The people in Region 8 were unable to play. I know, like big names in my group. I think Lux, for example, was so pissed off. It was like 4 hours of just the server troubles and stuff like that. Meanwhile, I'm there in Region 2, like working away on the codex. I managed to get some people over to 2, but then there was teleport queues and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a mess. But after the first few, like, considering it's an MMO launch and we actually got to play the game for the most part, it's impressive, honestly. I've been around since, like, I've done tons of MMO launches. I remember when Diablo 3 launched, which was a single player game, and you couldn't log in to the servers to play a single player game, and that's when that's like, we could play
Air 34
and it was
like
fine. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
any WoW launches. Any World of Warcraft launches were not.
Yeah, exactly. So being able to get in and play with some hiccups didn't really bother me that much, especially going in with the expectation that it's going to be kind of crazy. But we got our codex ready to go, a settlement writ, and we slapped it down 10 minutes before Jarud did, right on Dragon's Head. Wow. And Jarud was literally in the area, going to put it in the same spot, but we were there first.
Jeez.
So also with demo, they changed the land.
Not much.
Not much. Okay, because we'd spotted a place in the demo, and I was like, oh, we were going to keep the same spot. And then as soon as we got to early access at this point, I was like, that place does not exist anymore. So
was that further on the outskirts?
Yeah, I forget which region we started in, but yeah.
I fully expected everywhere near the starting towns, which is where I wanted to be not touched because the way that they were. Whereas they wanted to add new. The reason that it needed to change is because they needed to repaint. They actually manually paint the biomes, by the way.
Oh wow.
It's not procedurally generated. The generation is probably done inside of the biome itself in terms of the resources spawning and stuff like that. But the map is manually painted. So they added probably sapwoods on the sides and stuff like that, the new things, and that's what changed the map, air quote.
So that brings my question though: when launch happens, are we going to get a whole new map, or is it going to be kind of a variation of this?
There probably does need to be changes to the map because there are some missing. I think it might be region 3 or 9 or something like that, has literally got missing swamp. They just forgot to add swamp.
Wait, just a whole biome is just gone.
Yeah, I forgot to paint it.
Well,
nice. Yeah, we have a small swamp. Very small.
I was gonna say you have a tiny one.
Yeah.
Our swamps are stuck in the rocky forest biome, so it's like miserable to get to. Yeah.
There are a few biomes that I do not want to touch. I get in there and I'm like, no. Anything that requires me to climb like multitude of like plateaus, I'm just like, no, please don't. I'm just not. I'll ask someone else to do it. So based on the
How was your launch, emberKat?
I was about to say I started in 8.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you went to bed.
Yeah. I got on. I got my name. That was the big thing. I was just like, I just want to get in, get the name, leave. I was awake all night waiting for the gates to open and to go in. I found myself in Region 8, and one of the devs was actually live streaming from Region 8. And I was like, oh, okay.
Kata was on there as well.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, I was looking for them in the town, and I could not find them at all. And I was standing like right on top of their head, and I was like, okay, something weird's happening here. And at that point, I went to bed and woke up probably about 4 or 5 hours later, and I was like, please tell me things are fine. And I started actually in the demo in Redfen, and I was like, okay, I know Redfen. I kind of know the area around there. I'm just gonna go to Redfen. I am glad that I moved out of Redfen very quickly, because then everyone flocked from Region 8 to 5. And then I wanted to go down to Region 2 because there's a place down there called Ember, and I did all of my scouting and stuff like that, and nothing. Everyone, by the time I did that 4 to 5 hour nap, all the best spots were already taken. And so
the land rush.
It's the land rush. Like Arcade has land rushes. PAX Day had the land rush. Like everything that you can possibly have, like your stake of land, everyone's just like beeline straight to their region that they wanted. And I was like, oh no, okay, what am I gonna do? So that was my launch.
Dragon's Head, I played Arcade as well, and I know exactly how that land rush stuff goes. Dragon's Head being the largest market in the game is not a coincidence. I was very, like, when we found the location for where it's going to be, I was very, like, I had so many qualifications. Like, it needs to be two different biomes. It needs to be early level biome. It needs to be nearest starting town, ideally between 2 starting towns. It needs to be in Region 5. All of those qualifications.
That's very strategically placed.
Region 5 is Region 5 will naturally become the busiest place every time.
Yep.
Because from teleporting from Region 1 to Region 9 is always going to cost more than it is to cost to Region 5. No matter where you are in the world, teleporting to Region 5 will always be close.
Yep.
Because the world doesn't wrap around left to right. So 5 is always going to be,
I was about to actually ask, like, why did we go into our specific areas? And you answered the question.
Yeah.
I was like,
I stayed in Region 1 because I liked the chat. I liked the people in regional chat. They were funny, and I was like, I can't just go and leave this. So
it's like the communities of each region is kind of crazy. But then, like, Region 1 has had, like, crazy drama. So what's up with that?
It went a little crazy after a little while with some personalities not getting along. And, that was a very interesting time, I have to say. Though it's very much calmed down now. But there was a lot of just arguing. I wouldn't say arguing, but just some I'm trying to be very diplomatic here, but some communication just among the parties was not optimal, I'll just say. And and so I sided with the one group, the smaller empires, because I was just like, well, of course I think they should have some land. And then and so because I sided with them, the larger empire in the area said, well, we're just going to wipe you out. And they did. They took me out in 24 hours. I lost I only had 3 towers, and with our empire of 9 people, that's not a lot to be able to fight an empire of 200.
Which empire was the large one?
It was Purgatory, but now they have been renamed Resurgence with all new leadership.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And,
we at Yatobin and Gerudian were gonna look to help the smaller empires fight back against Purgatory. Is what my diplomat tells me. I don't. I try. I'm so focused on the scholar stuff all the time that I didn't. I think by the time we got around to it, it was just done.
Yeah, Region 2, 5 empires banded together to kind of come in and try to take some land away from Purgatory, but it wasn't. They never got any land. Purgatory, in fact, went into Region 2 and took some of their land, but I think it ended up burning them out. I think, to keep up that level of resource management, and they had plenty. I mean, most people, especially that large of an empire, has plenty of the shards. It's really the resource management, and they were pumping out capsules every minute. So, they had quite a factory of capsules going, but that's going to cause burnout when you're doing something like that. That's my guess what happened, because they, Region 2 was in there and they were making life, a little more difficult, because when you're doing that, and I might be getting ahead of ourselves because we're going to talk about empires, but yeah, it's just as far as the resource management, and that's where it kind of can burn you out quickly, and you can't actually play the rest of the game while you're managing, a war, for example.
Yeah, and especially looking at where we are now a little over a month in, and I did not expect a month and having a giant war. Like, that was not on my bingo card for BitCraft. I kind of 6 months in, maybe when people are starting to get a little bit bored of the game or bored of resource grinding, and then people are getting on each other's nerves. But here we are, going into second month.
There was a war, I swear, a weekend that you might have missed. It was been 3 or 4 days in. It was like Yamato versus Legion. The Yamato was like, we want to take your land. And Legion was like, no. Immediately turned around and crushed them.
Oh, see, me in Region 3, I'm just off in my own little world. Nothing's over there.
Yeah, you were able to negotiate to get yourself land too.
Yeah, well, so this was something interesting that I looked at, and Tel can probably tell us more about this. We're starting out having 3 major empires kind of staking out Region 5 to begin with. Do you guys have a plan going in, talking, or
we literally have a signed treaty?
Okay, that's what I was wondering, because
we didn't going into it though. We all just I got some land that Tortuga really wanted, to be honest, but tough. We got boxed in, so that's. But then around that time, we made Gerudian, Tortuga, and Tobin. We literally have a signed treaty. So basically, it's a giant stalemate. If Gerud attacks any of us, then we agree to attack Gerud. So it's going to be 2v1, no matter which way we go.
Okay.
So for us three, war is just not gonna, not gonna happen, because someone, the aggressor will lose. We sometimes get a little those little pestering, annoying empires that pop up and we're gonna attack you, and then they usually learn pretty quick.
Sure.
But yeah, we didn't go into it, but we did go into it a lot of Tortuga, Gerud, myself. We're all kind of grind mindset. We just want to progress through the game. We don't really want to deal with the aggressive war stuff. So. Right. Is my kind of impression of it. So I think we just kind of amicably set up.
Okay.
Yeah, because the war stuff does take away from being able to have a tier 7 settlement, for example.
Yep.
It slows you down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're actually a pretty diverse group, where we have one person who, well, this way, one person who's already had an amazing empire established for everything prior to early access. You have me, I'm in my own little lonesome in Region 3, and someone who's already a veteran of war. Like, we have a diverse
We
group
lost
here.
really bad.
Now, looking at it, Shock, did you come into the early access saying, hey, I want to make an empire? This is something that you were looking at doing from the start of the game, or just kind of progressed into where you are now?
I have to say, I mean, my immediate thing was to get a settlement. I knew about that because of Tel's video. That was before I even played. I was watching all the BitCraft stuff. It was actually specifically Tel's video before I even started to play. And I knew like some of the things, like make sure you have your settlement between 2 biomes, find a place. By the time I got one, like as you said, the land rush was actually over, but I found this really nice spot because it was bordered on the rock gardens, which are absolutely terrible to traverse. So no one really went there, because also it was kind of it was just south of Tavernhold at the time before they took that land. And that was I'm trying to think. Yeah, my goal was to do a settlement, and then the Empire thing came later, and was actually pushed by people in my settlement.
Get your crown, man.
Huh?
Get your crown.
Yeah, get the crown. And because I saw that it was 20,000 supplies, and I'm like, I don't know if we're going to get to 20,000 supplies. But we did, and that was in large part, I mean, it was thanks to some people in the settlement who did, shout out specific people. Mad Dog's the one who wanted me to get it and get the Empire, and Eagle's Grace got us with tons of. I have to shout them out because we're a very small empire, and of course, Angry Fist. I would not have been able to get a settlement in time without his help. So that's
Ember.
Shout out
what is your empire name, Ember?
Oh, yeah. So I am the Hearth. It actually is an old name that I've had over the last decade of streaming. Yeah, I'm an old one. Yeah. And so having emberKat as like my theme, and I wanted something that was kind of cozy, so I always named my outside of stream stuff the Hearth. And it just so happened, when I was talking earlier about Emberdeep being a place that I wanted to be, thankfully my ego didn't get stroked that much. We went to Hearth Rest instead.
Oh my god, yeah, I see it. Hearth Rest.
Yeah. And so then we went over and we found the Hearth, and I am a huge fisherman. In every game that I play that has fishing, you usually find me out on the ocean. And so when we call ourselves the little Japan of Region 3, because we're from the main island and this tiny little island on the side. And it so happened, when we were talking about criteria of where we wanted to settle down, ocean fishing was on the top of the list. Place that was going to be accessible by boat, and some place that was going to be close to a main town. And we perfectly lucked out finding where we were. And so, yeah, the Hearth, and it's, again, I had a small ego. It's called the Ember Isle. So just saying. Not too bad. We didn't do Ember Deep with the Ember Isle and go from there. But I actually did not want to have an empire to start with. As much as I was looking into like the content and the videos of what empires had, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Tel. This seems pompous to have an empire.
I joke about it all the time. Yeah.
I'm like, I worry that that's going to be the thing. Like, so originally I did not want one. And then I found out, to give people titles, you have to have one. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to recognize my community. I wanted to recognize people that was helping out. If there was a guild system, something that was not empire related, that could still allow people to have titles, to be like, hey, thank you for being so-and-so, let me give you this title, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Right. And people make fun of my tiny crown all the time, and I'm like, if I could turn it off, I would. Like, it's interesting looking at it that way and seeing the difference between what it is like having a settlement, having a small empire, having a large empire. Like, do you see the gameplay being different on a day-to-day, or is it relatively the same?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, once every couple of weeks, I need to go to the friggin' rocky place and to recharge my towers. But our emperor is actually quite small, other than like basically wasteland, because all the Region 5 land is kind of taken up by lots of little guys and a couple of big guys. So it doesn't make too much of a difference. I'll be. Would you believe me if I said that I wasn't super interested in making an empire? Would anyone believe me?
No. Since you were the first empire, pretty sure that was your goal.
Well, I mean, okay, so on a player
level, it did pivot. It pivoted pretty quickly.
Very fast.
On a player level, I could see you saying that I don't want to have an empire, but on a content creator level, you gotta have one.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, do you notice, Shock, having an empire changing your gameplay at all?
Yes, mainly because we were at war pretty fast.
Yeah.
And like day one, because the first thing I did was, I got to test putting down a tower. I want to see what it's like, because I also was under the impression you could delete said tower. Nope. And so this was before they put it in that you could. So I put it in. There's a little tiny square. If you ever look at the map where our capital is, there's this one block square that is not claimed, and it's between at the time it was 3 empires, one of them being Tavernhold, which is Percival's empire. And I placed it right there, not knowing, I'm like, I can probably delete it, or maybe you can shrink down the borders or something. I just wanted to see. So I put it down, and it made the one empire lag detected was so mad when I did that. Percival didn't really mind too much. He just wanted to make sure he had over 500 squares, because I sent messages to I actually sent messages to 2 of them, Arcana and Tavernhold, and the person from Lag Detected came over, and they were like, "Oh, now you want to talk?" Because apparently I missed it, because I was streaming at the time, so I missed the in-game chat completely. And so he put down a cannon right away on it. Like within 10 minutes, there was a cannon on it. And but it painted that hole. It was when the map used to turn red. So it was this big red box right in the middle. And I'm like, ooh, and I could not delete it. So I let him take it. I didn't even put another capsule on it. And,
so you started the war. You started World War Region 1.
I essentially, in a way, kind of triggered the whole chaos within our Region 1.
Good job.
Aren't you squirrels? Aren't you made of squirrels?
Exactly, the squirrels. You can blame the squirrels. So then there was open land in the desert to our east. So I dropped 3 towers there and put a settlement in there, and so that I could teleport to it. And I thought at the time that if you had an aligned settlement, you could build, and I think this is a change they should put in. I think aligned settlements should be able to build capsules, because I was under the impression I could, which you can't. That would make things a lot easier if I know you can change your capital too nowadays, but it would have been nice to have a settlement that actually you could create the capsules and replenish if your capital is not exactly, we're like a big body of water between our land and our capital. So that's my experience with that.
I was gonna say, we're gonna blame you now for starting the war.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I kind of like, it's the first domino in the entire thing, I think.
That's so funny.
I was gonna say, I had a similar situation that was entirely my fault, because I'm the queen of borking things. I almost took over Jackal's capital by accident, not paying attention. I was trying to make a treaty with people before doing an empire. I was talking to people and I was like, hey, I'm in this area. I'm a content creator. I would kind of like to show off the empire system if it's possible. You guys have huge tracts of land. for those of you who understand that innuendo and the joke, awesome, great. If not, please don't. So I was talking to them and I was like, hey, is it possible I could take a watchtower? I'm located and I have 2 watchtowers above and below me. And I talked to one, they said sure. I talked to another one, I was pretty sure they said sure. I come to find out that I was wrong on that sure. And I attacked the watchtower, not knowing, because I was like, okay, I don't know how this siege thing works. Tell hadn't put out a siege video yet. So...
Oh, okay.
What?
Help yourselves, kids. God damn.
So I sieged the tower and they're like, excuse you, what are you doing? You're going to war. Like, what? Why did you touch this? And I was like, I thought I could touch this. Finds out that I can't. If I would have actually taken the tower, I would have taken Jackal's capital. And I was like, oh no. They're like, just stop touching it. And I was like, okay, I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just gonna back off. Thankfully, the people to my south, Hold My Beer, great empire name. It was like, here's this tower. It's gonna be going down soon. Like, just make sure that it's going down. I have to say though, I got a joke pulled on me by the server because it was like, okay, you have 2 minutes left of this watchtower. I'm standing there. I got my capsule ready. I'm sitting there waiting for the tower to go down. An hour. It refreshes to an hour. And I'm like, wait, excuse me? Tower? What? You were supposed to go down, not go back up. And they were like, hey, we didn't touch it. I'm sorry. Like, something happened with the server and watchtowers. And I was like, oh no. So I did finally get it. I did put a watchtower over in a different region, but I panicked the entire time, being like, I just started a war in region 3 that I did not mean to.
You just gotta check that you could not cash.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, everything's fine. We're chill now. I have one tiny piece that's forever going to be in conflict, but it is what it is. So maybe in the future something will happen where conflicted land isn't too much of a problem, but we'll see. Right. So yeah.
Speaking of small little empires causing wars, so obviously we're a little bit of a big dog, so I guess one thing to answer the question about how it changes your gameplay wise, I'm always just chilling at the scholar desk, but I do get there's a lot of diplomacy, a lot of like messages from people like, hey, we're gonna make a capital here, is it okay we place a tower? I tell them no. If you do that, we would have no land left. There's obviously the interactions between Tortuga and Gerudian, Embervale. We do a lot of so if you go to the Toads or my screen, there is diplomacy that was done with Embervale, for example, to make sure that we don't have any red squares and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is the type of gameplay that is really interesting. It kind of creates these kind of social stories and stuff like that, which is why having a single world MMO is so cool.
Yep.
Well, also the fact that, I mean, as of like 2 weeks ago, we probably wouldn't have been talking, all 3 of us together, and having a game in which all of every content creator you find is playing the exact same world, which is great. And it allows people, player-wise, to be like a peace of mind, I want to say, in a way. I can go visit anyone. It is completely friendly. How do I want to word that? Like community friendly, I guess, in a way.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think personally, moving forward, having how do I want to word this? Having a restriction to the size of empires being player based might not be a bad idea.
They are player based, effectively.
Well,
like the larger that you get, the more expensive it gets. The further you get from the capital, the more expensive it gets. So ultimately, it is kind of player based. I know what you're saying, but So, otherwise, you could just make 100 alts and then just have them join and then they inflate your players. So
because with it being one world, I feel bad for people who are going to come in later on, and not
They
have.
if assuming that the game grows,
Oh.
like it not like I think that I think the game will kind of hit a core audience at least during early access. I don't know how it's going to go after early access, but they can add more regions
Okay.
instantly.
Right.
They can literally just like fire up a new region and add it. It's gonna start at above region 7. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah,
10.
we're all looking at the numpad, like which one?
Yeah.
They
It'll
can
be the
spin up
numlock
additional
and
regions
flash.
instantly. So if it gets to the point where like, oh hey, it's not gonna be like Final Fantasy 14. I can't get a house because there's too awful housing. It's not gonna be like that. They can just, if we ever get to the point where it's, hey, we need more player space, spin up a region, boom, done.
Nice. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, region-wise, it's based on a numpad via computer, not phone. So you have 1 on the bottom. Here we go. 1 on the bottom, 2, 3, and then it goes up to 4, 5, 6, up to 7. Doing this in the mirrors. 8 and then 9. And so what Tel is talking about is above here, where it would be 7, 8, and 9, having that as extra land, correct?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and they can do that pretty much they could, you know what, they wouldn't even need to bring the game down to do it through STTP.
There's a lot of things they're not bringing the game down, which most other devs usually are like, hey guys, it's gonna be offline for like 2 or 3 hours. I've been shocked. I've been sorry.
Yeah.
I've been amazed with their development at this point. Most MMOs, especially when we're talking about launch and how smooth it was for being a massive MMO as they are, you saying, hey, you don't even have to take the world down, like they've already done so many things that they're not taking the world down for.
Right. Yeah, that's all the architecture, which we could go on for hours about. But I wanted to say, while we're on the topic of one world, the one really interesting thing that I didn't consider about the game when we were talking about the whole one world thing is the fact that there's a French empire and there's a Japanese empire who we literally can't talk to. I've gone there once and I'm like, I can't, I want to delete your tier 7 glyph on your claim, but I cannot communicate with you. I'm pointing and gesturing it. And it's like, but there's like, and the Japanese community is like huge for this game. It's crazy. There's always a couple of Japanese streamers.
we have a couple in our region. We have 2 empires that are, or at least 2 settlements and 1 empire that's Japanese based, and we also have one that's Brazilian based.
Yeah,
so
there's an Italian one, I think.
Yep.
There's a German one in Region 5 that got crushed. I think they started a war and lost. I think history repeats itself in this game too often.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm allowed to make that joke because I have a German in my community who makes jokes like that.
Fair. Well, I mean, that brings us to another topic then. When are we getting an auto translate function for chat then? Like
they talked about it last stream.
Oh, they did. Okay. Can you give us more details on that?
I just believe they just expressed that they were interested in adding it as soon as they can, and because right now the Japanese people can't actually type Japanese characters, so they're gonna start with adding the support for the characters, and then probably get into some kind of auto translate and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Has everyone played Final Fantasy 14? Know of 14? Or
I never played Final Fantasy 14. In fact, a lot of the MMOs that you mentioned, Albion Online, RuneScape,
over there. Yep, I'm here. I'm pretending. I'm literally using a Final Fantasy 14 avatar.
I know RuneScape very but I never played it. But I know it.
In 14, they actually have an auto translate, but it's certain keywords that are part of the system. So like things that you would interact with regularly, so you would just kind of like scroll and look and say this is a common translated word. You'd click on it in English and then it auto translate to wherever it is for so and so language, which is actually
a system borrowed by Final Fantasy 11.
Interesting.
Yep. So having something like that I think would be really cool. We have I found recently to the north of us we have Katone, I think I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I actually was like, I've never seen this person online. They're a Japanese streamer as well. And I went and I checked them out and I was like, I can't interact with them, and I want to. Like Tom was saying, I can't. I'm like, I'm right there. I want to be able. But yeah, even seeing their chat, it's all in English, and I was like, there's no localization even on their end of things.
They literally can't type. So yeah,
that is
sad.
sad. That is sad. But speaking of community stuff and in general of this game, what has been your absolute favorite part of the game so far? Go ahead, tell. It can be like multiple things. It can be one or
Shocktor.
Huh? Oh, Shock?
I'm gonna think about it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're getting thrown under the bus.
Number go up, number make me happy. It's one of my favorite parts of the game so far. As you build things up. But probably the biggest thing for me is that the coordination with people. You touched on it a little bit earlier, just about us talking and stuff like that. I traditionally am a lone wolf in these MMOs, like World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2. Those I tended to just kind of keep to myself. I'll join groups and do that stuff, but never a big collaboration. But this game really brought out me collaborating, running a settlement, getting, just getting all the things together to tier up and, just building a road. That was actually really fun. And I met the neighboring empire as they were building a road, and we coordinated to then build a road to the marsh. So now we can go from our settlement through the rock gardens, which if you've not tried to traverse the rocky gardens, don't. It is the worst one, but we managed, and I got my construction up to level 35 by just building that road. But coordinating with the other empires so that we could complete the road was a lot of fun. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I just really, this game took me almost immediately. Like the second I started playing, I'm like, I think I'm going to live in this game. And I've been in here since. So it's taken me, it's even like, increased my streaming schedule. And it is, I guess I can't think of much else, but it's really the coordination and also just the number go up, number make me happy.
Yeah, the community aspect is really big for me. It's kind of a big part of why I got in the game in the first place, because I played Arcade, I played Final Fantasy, I've led Static in Final Fantasy, I've led 100-man guilds in Arcade, and a lot of these community stuff I have a lot of fun with. So this like natural draw for that. I've also been looking for like an MMO to chill in and retire in, basically. I used to do a lot of hardcore raiding and stuff like that, but I don't have the time scheduled to commit to these kinds of raids anymore. So this has been really nice for that.
Yeah. As someone who's had a 4 to 5 day a week raid schedule, I understand.
Yeah. No, I got work and family in Australian time zones, so it's just not convenient to do Static anymore. But yeah, one thing about kind of like what Shock was saying, I like that this game it's not shy about it. It grabs you by the balls and says play with other people, right? And there's a lot of MMOs out there that are just RPGs with social systems tacked on, whereas this game is like, this is a social game. This game is built to facilitate and create friendships and interactions with other players and enemies. Absolutely.
See region 1.
That is a big part of it. And that is, that's really cool. It's something that we haven't gotten in an MMO in a while, I think.
Yeah. Well, there was some promising MMOs kind of hitting the radar of things, but
there were, but this game actually came out, so you know what? They weren't talking about it on a big Kickstarter like pitch deck, right? This game is a product that actually arrived at the market, so you know what? I'm here.
Yep. I definitely. Oh, it's strange having it being so community focused. Talking about it, that was actually not the reason I got into BitCraft. The community came after, and being part of such an amazing community, I almost wanted to be like, no, I'm just gonna do my own little thing. It's just me and my duo. Like, it's gonna be okay. And I am. It's funny because I played PAX Day and got way too involved in PAX Day. And PAX Day was another one of those games where it tells you need a community. You have to specialize. You have to do it with a group of people. And I was like, nope, I'm going to prove you wrong. So the duo of it, we did prove people wrong. And we somewhat hated our lives. Just a tiny bit. Like, tiny bit. But for the most part, it was that energy of, I can do this. Like, I don't need a settlement. I don't need a group of people. And coming into BitCraft, I had all intents purposes of doing the exact same thing. And now I run an empire with like 20, 30 people. And I'm like,
the game is at its best when you're hanging out with people. And
it is.
And you can, this game, it does facilitate solo players. It just doesn't facilitate the ability to make a solo claim. But like, you can, a lot of people, I forget the word for it. I keep getting reminded of it. But a lot of people want to play in these MMOs. They're very introverted. They don't want to play with other people, but they want to play around other people. And
parallel
that gives
play.
them parallel play. Yeah.
Yep.
I think you're the one who keeps reminding me.
Yeah.
Parallel plays.
The other day talking about it.
Yeah. You're the one who keeps reminding me. Parallel. I gotta drill that in my head. This game is really great about parallel play, and that's a big part of why MMOs are popular and why they keep coming up and why people want them. Is just being able to play around other people while still playing by yourself and being able to keep in your shell, but you still get that happiness and joy that you get from spending time with other people. We do as humans. So
BitCraft did an amazing, on the dev side of things, an amazing job facilitating that with open settlements, where you can just go to any settlement and hang out.
Almost any.
Almost any.
Unless they build walls.
Oh well, yeah. Or they make it that you can't actually access what you're trying to craft at. But
yeah.
Just go into the next one. Okay, there's plenty of settlements in the sea. You don't have to stick with one.
Right.
But yeah, like having that being the core of the game has been absolutely amazing. Like you'll see someone walk by your settlement and you're like, oh, who are you? And you're like, oh yeah, no, they can be here. Like the initial instinct of being like, oh, they have to be part of my group. No, they don't. they could just be passing through. And the fact that it facilitates that has been amazing. And most MMOs tend to be a bit greedy. They tend to kind of promote cliques and groups being like,
I was going to say clickiness 100%.
Yeah. And BitCraft has been completely open. Even with talking with the devs and like the way that the devs interact with their own communities and talking to people, you can feel that openness when they do the streams and be like, hey guys, we're gonna do this so that everyone can enjoy this. And it's like, oh, okay, you're not hearing so the first 10 people can enjoy this or the higher empires can enjoy this. Like it is, their content is for everyone to enjoy and not, hey, here's the PvPers, here's the PvEers, like split it up. Okay, good. Now, and it's like, it's interesting to hopefully see that keep with it moving forward. We know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but in the roadmap, we have dungeons coming up. And is it going to cause more clickiness to happen, or is it going to be a more open group situation? And so I'd be interested to see how that's going to move in the future, keeping with the openness of it.
Yeah. I'll say also that openness, when you're fighting a war, it means
there's the war veteran coming in here with the takes.
And something to think about if you are ever involved in a war is that the people warring you can use your bank to store castles. And
that's hilarious.
So that's what some empires figured that out. They're like, oh my god, they're using our bank. So they actually surrounded their bank by fencing, told all their people, you're not gonna be able to use the we're gonna have to let you in
wartime banking.
Wartime banking. And I think it actually was against the TOS when they blocked the bank. I think they were told that they weren't allowed to do it. So, and I may or
Blocking a
may
bank
not
is a
have
little tricky.
I
Yeah.
may or may not have deleted my bank in the desert to kind of create some chaos between the warring parties. Maybe because when you delete the bank, the capsules are all sent to the starting cities for those people. So I'm in the middle of the desert where most of the war was happening, and I may or may not have deleted my bank. Maybe.
You're the instigator.
Chaos. So but yeah, no, let me just tell you though, it was the day after they changed the requirements for building a bank, and so it was very, very painful to build that bank back up. So just keep that in mind. You no longer need a writ, and it requires a lot of resources to build a bank now.
Did they change bank?
Really? Yeah, it requires like 5 timber, 5 stone, like the processed bricks, rather, the large brick, 5 of those.
Oh, yeah. You're
and
right.
Then,
it's 10 tier 2 timbers, 10 tier 2 slabs.
Oh, yeah, 10.
I think before you just slap it down.
Yeah, you just slapped it down before and put it in there. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, I was, because I lost my land. So, I was a little salty, a little bit. So I might have created some chaos there.
Yeah. But honestly, so to talk about the openness of it, I guess you can do that. That is definitely a thing you can do. It is interesting to see that different versions of like people saying, okay, you're boxing people in, like the tower situation that happened in Region 1 where they were making towers that people couldn't take down.
That was some of the most creative stuff where they actually they
it was straight guerrilla warfare out there.
Yeah, they terraformed all the land around the towers so that no one could bring a cart close enough.
Yep.
And it was all the way around. So, and that was considered not against the TOS because, you basically had to then take one capsule on your back, climb up, climb down, climb up, and then place it on your cannon, then go back, or have multiple people do that same thing. You could not get you couldn't get your cart close enough to refill directly. So pretty good.
Yeah. So, but actually to step back for 2 seconds, because we're on the topic of it, the favorite thing of BitCraft, essentially because it wasn't community originally for me, it was literally what Chalk says was big numbers go burr. And the fact that I am very completionist-ish for a lot of my games.
Completionist and MMO is such a bad combo.
I know.
And there's so many of them too. There's so many people who are like, I'm going to get all the achievements. Bro, there are like thousands of hours of achievements.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So my goal is like, BitCraft is done when I hit level 100 and everything. It's going to take me my entire life.
I knew you were going to say that. Do you want to know how long it takes at the current moment? Do you want me to tell you how long it takes to get to level 1 from 100? I've got a calculator for it.
Oh, you actually?
Because of course I do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I calculated it
how
out.
long?
Go ahead.
Let me pull it up.
This is one skill, right?
One skill. It's a pretty rough one.
I'm sorry.
But if I go
profession.
One profession.
They need to have it opposite, to be honest. That's my opinion. Like,
all right, let's use an average, because you're gonna be front loaded, like you're gonna be backloaded in terms of how long you're gonna be doing it. So I'm gonna put in the power for a legendary tier 7. Okay, so 31 tool power. I'm gonna say you're in pretty good cloth gear, so 1.16 crafting time, and you're gonna be using like tier 7 crafting, right?
Okay.
That's gonna take you 510 hours using all those, like legendary tool, good gear, good this and that, because your first one will be the slowest, but this, by the time you've done your first, you should have enough money. 510 hours straight of crafting time.
Oh, just of crafting
time, not including getting resources, not including gather time. You get less experience when you gather. Literally sitting at a desk gathering, 510 hours.
So Tel, you're at level 100 scholar, right?
I'm level 80 scholar. I hit 80 yesterday, and I'm like 17% to 100.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I heard something like getting to level 99, and then it's from 99 to 100 is the same amount of time it takes to get to level 98 or something like that.
Yeah.
They took RuneScape a little too literally when they said they were inspired by RuneScape. Level 90, it's like level 92 and a half or level 93 and a half is halfway to 100.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna
Most
be
people
forever.
are gonna cap
but-
out at 90.
You know, I disagree with that tack, but you know, their game.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I'm looking forward to, though, is the fact that we have, okay, as soon as someone says the game is boring, I immediately go, no, it's not. Like, there are multitude of things to do in this game. It's just you have to have your own like discipline of it, essentially, and being like,
and also like playing. Like my favorite part about BitCraft is not playing BitCraft. It's like I'm sitting here on a 50,000 craft and I'm gonna play like Arena Breakout or something on the other screen. That's what I've been, or Abiotic Factor. That's what I've been doing lately.
It's the best streaming game, absolutely, hands down. It has been the absolute best streaming to be able to sit, do something, and talk to chat and talk and hang out with people.
It's just chatting. This category is just chatting.
Yeah, it's just chatting where you can do some stuff also and work together with people. So, it's, you know, we're all just sitting around crafting.
It is definitely a very second monitor game.
Yeah,
So,
it's they've said this before, and I've talked to. I call him Tyler BitCraft. It's not his actual name, but it's the co-owner of the game. I call him Tyler BitCraft because it's very funny. It's a little joke that we have in our community. So Tyler BitCraft and I chat with him every now and then. One time, like one conversation we had was like, I praised him on sticking with his guts on certain systems and being like, this game is gonna not have like the PvP. I think the topic was keeping PvP really optional, really light, and that kind of thing. And he said the comment like, a game made for everyone is a game made for no one, right? And they firmly believe that. So by staying away from this PvP and stuff like that, they can keep the core audience that they do have, which the retention on this game is insanely high, by the way.
You sent me those stats and I was like, I disbelieve that. And then you sent it and I was like, I did some deep diving and I was like, wow, no.
If you look at other games launches, they don't retain the players like this game has.
Yeah.
It's been insane. And if you look around your settlements, you see the same names all the time. There's your core audience.
Yeah.
Even the ones that have quit, the ones that I know who have quit are like, the only reason I'm quitting is because I'm waiting for release because I don't want to do all this prog and wipe.
Yeah, that is fair.
So they've got something magic here, and they just need to not veer the path.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with the wipe that's going to happen. If I can, I don't want to change the subject.
No, go ahead.
But based on that, but I'm fine with the wipe that's going to happen because how many times have I started my current run of streaming on Minecraft. I streamed it for a full year. And the amount of times you start over a new world and how fresh that is a lot of fun. And that's a lot where the fun is. And I know we're going to be putting in hundreds upon hundreds of hours to get to, by the time this goes to 1.0, but maybe even thousands by then of hours. But I find starting over a new world is actually the more fun. I mean, you look, and now a lot of people don't like that, but I think it's fine. However, the one difference with Minecraft is you can always go back to your old world and kind of see it. So I hope they have some kind of like, frozen in time. Here you go. Here's your old area that you can go run around in. I don't know if they would.
My sense on the wipe is I can tolerate one. Personally, just the game is way too grindy to do more than one. I
agree. Yeah,
I don't. Now, are you saying
I don't think I can
within this
early
or
access
one?
to full.
One
okay,
total.
Just total.
Yeah, early access to full release. I don't think I can tolerate one in like they keep reiterating that they really really don't want to do it. So like they're going to try and avoid it. But personally, I don't think I could do this in early access again and then wipe again because it's for me it's persistent MMO is a really big piece of it. However, Shocktor is right that the like what do you call it? Excuse me. Tarkov. One of the biggest features, Tarkov, Rust, the biggest features of these games is the biggest events is wipes. So a wipe happens and then the game pops off and everyone comes to play again because they get to start fresh. They've already beaten it. They want to It's kind of seasonal. Path of Exile is a good example too.
And Fortnite does
This
it.
game needs a persistent original like world, and then they need at the end game some way for people to start again in some kind. I've suggested temporary regions that pop up, and they might have simple like some kind of gameplay effect, or they might have like lots more monsters or specific interesting biomes or really difficult to navigate, things like this.
Have
that
you
will
seen...
cause people.
Sorry,
Yep.
Dune Awakening and their deep.
I haven't
desert?
looked too much at.
Okay.
I haven't looked too much at Dune. Yeah.
Okay.
It's something from Worm actually, Worm Online.
Okay.
But yeah, so they having some kind of like this where you can go, you can take your skills, take your equipment, nothing else. You can play, you can air quote start again. You can have that fresh start kind of feel. You get cosmetics out of it, and then you can bring them home. Yeah. Is kind of what I'm thinking would be good for the game's health in the long term.
Yeah. Something that the end game of a non-end game can actually entice people to keep coming back even after they hit tier 10, even after like I think pets are going to be a big thing, cosmetics are going to definitely be a big thing at that point, maybe achievement hunting,
and they've been hitting it at the park with the pets and the pets achievements and mounts. Like the ox looks amazing.
Oh,
and
the
just
ox,
all these
the bird.
different.
Also, someone from your
and the freaking chocobo, the
someone
freaking
from your Empire, Yoda Nader has been coming over to mine, and they
does he do laps around you?
Yes, they have the bird.
Yeah, that's what Yoda Nader does. He runs around with the fucking bird thing and just.
That's funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the boat too.
Oh, the boats. Yeah.
The big boat.
I think having that slow progression through the NPCs definitely gives a bit more longevity to things, because someone taking like level 80 to get a freaking cargo ship, like that's going to take a while, but it's going to be a huge achievement for the community as a whole to be like, hey, look, someone has a cargo ship. Like, then I think stuff like that and progressing it and pushing it further with more and more things like Hunter giving you unlocks for bigger things or tailored things. I brought up having a fishing boat. I would love to have a fishing boat that is just fish, and stuff like that would be really good to keep that longevity going, even though you hit level 100.
There is a fishing boat in the database. We don't know what it does. It's literally called fishing boat. Look at all this insight that you get. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why, thank you very much.
Nice.
But yeah, so doing stuff like that, so what I was going to bring up was with Dune Awakening, they now have the deep desert, which actually refreshes each week. So it's exactly what you were talking about. It's a region in which gets reset. Oh no, did I die? I might have died. Did stream die?
No, I used to see ads.
It went to ads. Oh, it says you're taking an ad break.
Oh no. We might have borked. I see.
No.
Oh, there we go. Now we're back.
Okay.
Whew. Okay. Something, I froze. Everyone froze for a second, and I was like, oh no, I wrote it, but I didn't touch anything. My hand is not on the keyboard. No hands on the keyboard. It's spooky. It's true. But they do have region-esque things each week where being there is going to be reset, but the risk versus reward for being there is a little bit higher. So it's actually currently being done in MMOs, and I would like to see, like you were saying, something like that being brought to BitCraft, as long as people aren't getting stale content. And I look at it, I play Genshin Impact as well, and a lot of content from Genshin Impact has been the same for the last 5 years, and no wonder people are just leaving. They're like not coming back because the end game of a non-end game thing is non-existent. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what BitCraft does. I hope Dungeons brings in another aspect of maybe a weekly reset. The biggest thing I don't want to see though is leaderboards. I do not like the idea of PvE being pitched.
They're actually kind of against leaderboards. Like they can't help it. They can't help it when players create tools to create leaderboards. But my understanding is that they're not really for them, because again, exactly what you're about to say about like the competitiveness and stuff like that, which I already know what you're like. I know the target audience. That's exactly what they don't want to encourage. And some people are against even the player-made tools, but you can't stop the player-made tools. So
and it's gonna get worse later on with.
But you can just turn them off in your brain.
Yeah, it's true.
If it's not official, it doesn't count, right?
No, that's very much so. But as we're talking about things that are liked or disliked, how about we go around and say what the biggest thing you did not like so far in this past month of BitCraft has been, and who wants to start?
I can.
Okay.
I have to say the thing that I dislike the most is restarting the game, as I have to kind of often when the inventory won't open, like, you know, because I do the thing where I keep and this was based off of Ember, keep the personal cache right in the middle of a circle of the professions, the stations. And so I just have a permanent, basically, because they can read from your personal cache. So I have it sitting in the middle. So I always have to open and close it, and also my cart and my own inventory. And sometimes it just will not open. So that's the time. And then you can always shift right click to have it view the contents. But sometimes that doesn't even work. So restarting the game to clear some of these bugs has been one of the larger annoyances, I have to say, in the game. You know, and for a variety of other things too. Restarting. It's one of the few games where Alt F4 is actually the cure. Because people joke, just Alt F4, and someone goes, how do I fix blah blah blah? And literally Alt F4 is the fix. So that and I'm sure that'll get fixed. It is early access and beta, and that's kind of I'm fine with it. It's just kind of annoying. And then I think the Empire system could use a little bit of a rework because of it's very heavily balanced towards the larger empires.
Speaking of a true war vet.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the large empires will have a hard time attacking small claims like yours if you're doing it correctly, in terms of just you have a couple of towers and you keep them charged. They have to haul, and this is why they have it so only capitals can make capsules, because they have to, the further they go from their capital, the further they have to lug
that's true.
capsules, right? So otherwise they're really powerful. I could just slap a claim down, ally it, and then they could just print capsules all day.
That's a really good point.
As your capital is next to your,
they're not.
You're a weird situation, but if you had your capital placed correctly,
mine are not,
and it would be less of an issue. That's kind of the idea that they're going for. To maintain a really large empire, you have to have the people in there. But yeah, so I come from. I did a lot of content for Bright Shores. Like I've come from other games too. It's like the game has fundamental issues. You know how like you see it happens all the time with really big games like when they do Battlefield now, or they do Call of Duty betas, right? And they have all these problems, and the game isn't good in this air quote beta, but the game comes out in 2 weeks and it's just not possible to fix. Like that's kind of a recurring thing nowadays. Playing in a game and it's like the design of the game isn't fun. It's so much harder to fix the design of a game than technical issues. Most of my problems with the game are technical issues. Little tiny design things that could be improved.
Yeah.
But nothing that's like sweeping changes. Like Shocktor, my problem is the game's frame rate in my town.
Oh yeah.
The game's technical issues, sometimes model, like I'm looking at my settlement token right now. It's showing a tier 1 token. I don't know why.
That happens if you go to a settlement and it's a tier 1 or tier 2 settlement, and you then the next time you're back in your home, your totem will take on the look of the last settlement you were in.
Yeah, and you know what? If you go back to that settlement, they've got my big one.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah.
It's little weird technical issues like that.
Okay.
The frame rate issues when you open inventories. If you
Especially
go to
the day where all the numbers were showing and they went to your settlement during the live stream. Oh,
that was funny.
Good. Sorry.
These kind of these kind of technical things are easily fixed. They're my problem with the game, but they are also something that I believe can be pretty well fixed. And every time 3Blade has come to a stream and he sees I lag when I open, one example is if I open the Dragon's Head market, if you go to like the market tab and you open Dragon's Head, you freeze for 30 seconds. And I showed 3Blade this and he's like, oh my god, I hate that. Grimace emoji, please report that. So they're fully aware of these kinds of things. That's my main problem with it. It's just technical stuff, really.
I have one person who can't do the shift right click menu opening. It's the weirdest thing. We've tried everything. I've done share screen. We've cleared out his stuff in his just in his folders to kind of uninstall the game, and he cannot get the context menu no matter what we do, no matter what scheme he has. And he has a bug report in, but I'm hoping, if one person has that problem, other people have it too. It's the weirdest issue. I mean, speaking of technical things, it's very weird.
Yeah, I just ended up getting a notification about a tech issue as we were talking about it. So on my computer, it was like, hey, did you? And I'm like, sorry, give me a sec. I think honestly, the fluidness of travel has gotten better. It has definitely gotten better. Like being on a boat and your boat was going like this for a while, and now they're like, okay, it's a little bit more of a straight shot. I think that for me has been the biggest kind of, I don't want to say irk, but like I understand it is 100% early access, and these are things that infrastructure wise are going to get kind of like fixed later on. But right now I'm just like, I don't like traversing certain areas because of the pathing and stuff like that. If it requires hills and going up and down.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, movement, climbing. Sometimes it's really bad, especially like when I'm trying to recharge my tower. By the way, all my towers are in stone, like Rocky Garden, by the way.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah. So like going up and down, and it's like dropping things, going up, and then I go back down, or like sometimes you click and it's like can't climb. Sometimes you climb to the top and then you teleport back down. I'm like, bitch, that was a 30-second climb. You really gotta teleport me down again? So like these kinds of things, fixable, not a design issue. The only design issue I think I have a problem with the game wise is the fact that there's way too much weight on the early tiers than there is late tiers, medium tiers. Because, for example, we need at tier 7 to tier 8, we need 20-something thousand tier 1 fish oil, and we need we have enough tier 5 planks to finish tier 10. Tier 6 planks. Sorry. Yeah. So we have enough tier 6 planks because they're so easy to make, but we still need hundreds of thousands of tier 1 fish oil. So there's a little bit of an imbalance there.
Citric berries, I mean, and also straw. I mean, those those three things, a crop oil, just to get crop oil you really plant.
Rares are rare.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have the berry fix though too, because that was a big thing.
Yeah, berry rates still suck though.
Yeah. But they
berries are terrible.
We were literally holding on to all the berries, and I'm not even joking. We were blueberry land. While everyone else was complaining about the problems, we had blueberry bushes everywhere around my settlement. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's where all the blueberries.
Don't tell. I've got the top. I've got like 2 or 3 of the top foragers, and don't tell them that. They will flat you. They will turn your land into Dune. It will just look like Dune. It'll just be gone.
Nice.
The new speaking of Dune and speaking of sand, the new Lucille pet. Oh my god, trying to get one.
Let me just tell you just how hard it was for me to get the Lucille pet. Last night was the first time where I needed sand since they put in the update. I hadn't actually dug any sand. So I needed sand to make the vials. It was the first time I actually had a need for it. So I walked up to the very first pile of sand, dug a little bit, and got the egg. I'm talking 30 sand. And if you don't believe me, it's in my VOD. It actually happened.
Who invited him to this podcast?
I mean, Amber, I have it easier. I just asked and I received. So
Okay.
So like Shocktor's got streamer privilege. I got streamer privilege. What do you want?
I did. Someone in my community was nice enough to get me one.
Nice.
So
I think because you could get one yourself, or
I hadn't even tried. So 90% of if I'm on the game, I'm trying to tier us up at this point. So trying to even go out and get my own pet, I was like, I don't have time. I'm stuck in my spreadsheets, making sure we got everything together. And so thankfully people have been super nice and super kind to be like, here, let me give you this. I get all the hand-me-downs. All of my gear is hand-me-downs. Every single thing, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna ask for it, but someone be like, hey, do you need this? And I'm like, yeah, I needed this like 2 weeks ago, thank you.
I mean, I'm always doing settlement prog too, so
yeah,
I fully get it. Yeah.
Yep.
So I need to spend a little bit more. I might, because we're just about to hit tier 5. I'm currently in the middle of the crafting for tier 5.
Nice.
What I might do is take a week or two after that and be like, me time. I'm gonna play the game now.
Yeah.
I envy the people who just can play solo in a settlement like mine. That's something that I've been like, I envy them. Yeah, the crown is heavy. The crown is heavy, I will say.
Sure.
Heavy weighs the crown. Yeah, but on that note, when I stream, I'll play the game like I'll do a lot of like the really boring stuff off stream. But when I've been streaming, I did one where I did a 3-hour tour of got on my sailboat and I decided I was going to emberKat's island.
Yep, I remember that.
Ember Island. And I sailed from where I am in Region 1 through all the river system, ocean, through the river system in Region 2 to go across, and then the river system in Region 3 to finally reach emberKat. It took 2 hours and 42 minutes. And I remember at the time, it was the day they released the sailing experience by sailing. And I got one full level with 3 hours straight of sailing. And I did unlock a lot of markets, though, because I would go by all these different settlements.
Yeah,
and unlock all their stuff.
It's fun doing that.
Yeah, so I try to mix things up on the stream because, play the game a little bit. So
yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, yep. I've seen you do that too on yours, and yeah, that's the one thing, because that's like the time I get to play the game is.
Yeah, me too. Stream. There's a time and a place to sit there and do 50,000 and 100,000 crafts, and it's not. Right. I think it's not on stream.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Just because you can go. It's not a strength of the game. Is to sit there and craft all day.
Right.
It's more involving yourself with other players and doing these kinds of things, and I like to give a good impression of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
The last 3 days.
And dying a lot.
And dying.
My community likes seeing me get killed by jackals. And bears,
I know.
So,
Been there.
Yeah.
Definitely. The last 3 streams, I've just done the spreadsheet stuff, and I can tell most people are like probably tired of watching it at this point. But it was the only time I could actually get more people involved in getting materials and stuff like that was while I was streaming and being like, hey guys, we need this and this and this, and okay, like who can we like leverage to get this from, and like trading with other people. And so it was a little bit of like community stuff, but mostly just me sitting there with my nose in the spreadsheet calculating and moving resources back and forth. So but almost done, so soon. More exciting gameplay for the future. Hopefully.
I was doing a bit of that last night, a lot of doing spreadsheet, going in and making sure everything was okay, because we're trying for tier 4, so I'm a bit behind.
The big tier 4, let's go.
Yeah.
And tier 4 actually is a big, like, I think that's where it first starts to like ramp.
Yeah, you hit tier 4 and then you're like, all right, yeah, we did it. And then you see the big tier 5. And you're like, oh my God. I'm excited for when we go back into the wipe new game and it's like all we have to do is make a 10 tier 1 codexes, it's gonna seem like chump change.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be like so cathartic to be like tier 2? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tier
We
3?
got this.
Whatever.
Right.
That's what I
Yep.
felt like actually going into this last year. Actually, I was like, man, that wasn't too bad, and I'm gonna eat those words later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, least favorite parts, having the community definitely to help with everything has been amazing. But
Mhm.
we should probably give people, as we were talking about good gameplay and looking things to look forward to, these new features that we have. They just launched this past weekend, correct? The last Friday?
Last Thursday. Yep.
Yep. So
One was expected, one came out of nowhere. Just just as a side, which I love these devs for. They just throw things on there like, oh yeah, by the way.
it was what was the surprise one? Because we know
Group
what
crafting
was...
came out of nowhere.
Group crafting.
Oh,
It just
okay.
like they mentioned it in passing on stream.
Yep.
And they're like, here's housing. Oh, by the way, here's group crafting too. And I'm just like, holy, the group crafting is huge.
And because
not
of
just
that
a thing.
update, it got rid of one of my main, like, if you asked that question about, the things I don't like, and I would have mentioned the slowness of crafting, those huge crafts. But now they're doing something about it. Group crafting is huge. That was a big change for that.
Mhm.
So,
But we should probably let's start with housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has the housing been for everyone crafting it? Let's start on the crafting level of it, and then we can talk about the nitty gritty, getting into details and decorating it. How was crafting it?
it was, for me, not all that fun. I will say this, and this is a complaint not just by me, but by several of us in our group, is the design of the tier 2 housing is a tent, which tier 1's a tent. Tier 2 we think should be like a wood shack, at least, like, a Unabomber
dirt
shack
hut.
or something that's just like, something wooden, house that would look good in, let's say, a wooded area. So if you have like a nature kind of
You have tier 3, right?
setup. Yeah, I've got tier 3, and I actually put the tier 2 and the tier 3 next to each other. The tier 3 design is good with the thatched roof and the stone, but there's no
So you're
in
thinking
between
more
that's
ram
wood.
shack between
A
tier 3.
wood, yeah. It should go
Yeah.
tent, wood shack, stone with thatched roof. I think that would be better than tent, and then the stone with the thatched roof. The tier 4 is fantastic. Tier 4 and 5 are very good.
What about like a wooden shack that's like a little bit more run down?
Oh, that would be fine, because then it
Yeah.
would look like it belongs in, like, because I've got someone, one of my community members, who wants like a nature kind of looking settlement, and he wanted the wood kind of look to it, just a wood shack.
The cottage
kind of look.
core.
Yeah, something. Yeah, and it could be run down. I mean, kind of like how the what is it? The tier 2 fencing is. It's the wood, but it also has, like, the planks bolted on and stuff like that. It's kind of like that, like the tier 2 fencing.
I dislike the fencing. I don't know why. I like tier 1 fencing and then tier 5 fencing,
coming.
and that's it.
Yeah.
There's new fencing coming in. So like in Ember, there's new fencing coming in today, or at least maybe Monday. They have a patch. You know how they were supposed to add outdoor furniture?
Yeah.
As part of the outdoor furniture, there's a new wood crafted fence that is like bougie wood. It's not the rundown shoddy wood. It's the nice woodcraft furniture that you get inside the houses, but on the outside, it's got that same aesthetic. You can pull the models from it. They're quite nice.
So, Shock, how many houses do you have currently that you're getting up and running, or?
2. I've got a tier 2 tent and the tier 3 stone thing. Okay. So total of 10 houses for people in our empire, or for our settlement rather.
Nice. And you found getting the resources for them okay?
It was okay. It took a little longer than I thought it was going to, but in the end, it worked out. It was a group effort, which I think is the point. So I can't fault them for that. But it took more than I thought, because it's like what, 5, I want to say it's 5 timber, 5 blocks of brick blocks. I can't remember the proper name. And
Slabs.
then it's 1 each of the cloth, leather, and frame. The frame is the easiest one to make, and the timber. But yeah, that is. It was a little difficult for the tier 3 just because we didn't have any tier 3 leather people, except for one person who is who's in chat right now.
Nice. So Tel, you have an entire mansion. You have like 20
I'm
houses.
counting right now.
I was gonna say.
I'm counting right now.
Oh, wow. You're counting. I have 2.
You might want to go to yours. I'm just counting how many we have.
So currently, I think we have 3 up. We're still needing to put 2 up, but the resources for it I found to be a little much for what it was, but it being a permanent thing, like banks being a permanent thing, and it's not something. I guess you could do it as a table where once you get tier 5, you could demolish the tier 4 and stuff like that.
That's. We'll come back to that. That's
you don't
that
get all the resources back.
I have
Don't demolish
another
anything.
thing that I don't like about that. I have to mention that I don't like about the game.
Which is
I'll bookmark that. Go ahead.
But like that was one of the things where I'm like, I think the resources for it were a little much for what it was, especially seeing that it was like 5. We have the tier 4, so it's like 5 slots for people, and so trying to get that together was a little rough. Like we still need 2 more houses being built, and it is a little difficult when I look at it and say, okay, we're gonna need this for every tier. Like it might have been nice to have like here, like you were saying, the wood shack, and having, okay, this is timber, okay, you have stone, like a stone building, then it's just stone, and not having it being like 5 different resources, especially for smaller settlements. I could see that taking a toll on getting people player housing in a timely fashion and getting the resources up and running, especially for later tiers, and running out of the land to have those houses, because that was a big thing that I heard being said was like, oh, I don't have room for like residential housing. And thankfully I had kind of seen it before and was like, okay, we're gonna have this little tiny corner for residential, but that's it. Like that's all you get. Sorry. Like, but as we expand, we're gonna hopefully kind of, I don't know if I really want to expand houses any further. We'll have
Larges
to see.
will help with that, and then later on apartments.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the numbers. We have 4 tier 1 tents, 1 tier 2 tent, 4 tier 3 houses, 5 tier 4 houses, 6 tier 5 houses, 1 tier 3 large, and 1 tier 5 large.
Wow. Oh wow. And
that supports 20, 40, 30, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 105, 125, 130, 140 people or so.
Oh wow. How did you find it to be easy, difficult, trying to get those resources?
We were trying to like get resources as soon as possible to get housing going, and it was a struggle. It really slowed down our tier progression and stuff like that, which I kind of thought was the point, to be honest. I don't know. I'm of the 2 minds of the whole like resources thing. I think it is quite expensive per slot.
Yeah.
I also think that the income is really slow, but they're obviously projecting much longer timelines than the players are, I think. So for you, it's like, oh, it's a big housing development. You have 2 more houses to build and stuff like that. For them, I think that's the point. I think that like it's a community project that you all need to come together and build and stuff like that. And yeah, it slows down your tier, but you got to remember, once we hit tier 10, we're done. Yeah. There's nothing to do.
Right.
So I don't know.
Putting on the brakes.
So I don't know. I like the larges help a lot. I was surprised to see that the larges basically cost the same amount of materials. It's one. It's
really?
Still one.
Yes.
Yeah. The large is 20 slabs, 20 timber, and you save like one frame and one top.
Wow. Okay.
And one left, like, because you still need 4 of them instead of 5 of them. So it's sorry, no, you're right. Yes, 4 times 4. 20 divided by 4 is, go figure. Anyway, so yeah, it's still just as expensive to make the large. It's just it's a little bit more self-contained.
Okay.
I don't think all of those houses slots on our side have filled up yet, so we're just kind of building as we go.
Okay.
At this point. Yeah, the rush is pretty stressful trying to get more people in because we just have so many visitors all the time. There's no housing permissions as well. So once the house got slapped down, especially for the smalls, it was tough on the smalls.
Yeah.
You'd slap a small and then just a bunch of people move in instantly. So that made it really hard to distribute to claim members versus randoms, which is a problem for places like mine. I know that Legion complained about a similar kind of thing. That's one little bit of concern.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you can evict people, but it takes 48 hours. So it's
Right.
yeah.
I guess unless what you could do is we were talking earlier of putting a fence around something, and then
you
put the
can wall
house,
Yeah.
wall it in,
Yeah.
put the house down, and then be like, okay, you 5 people.
Right.
Yeah,
have
but
access.
they want to avoid. They do want it to open. We touched on it before about open settlements. They do want things to be open. It can be a little bit frustrating when you're like a little claim and you're trying to house everyone.
Right.
I think long term it's good to have things open and stuff like that. So people are it keeps the vibe of the game open and communal and stuff like that. If you start locking things down, or adding implement systems that let people lock things down, it will close that perception of the game, unfortunately. So it's a little bit of a lost sacrifice. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, looking at the player housing and having I would say a pretty self-contained settlement, I was able to be like, okay, we have 25 people who are going to use a house where you only need 5 houses. So I can understand it being frustrating to have like people that you weren't expecting being in a house, but that one person who's there is probably like, oh my god, I got a house in like this area.
Yeah, exactly. They might join you. So it's not like, just build another one, man. build another shard tent that you hate.
Yeah.
I didn't actually make any of the smaller ones. I just went straight to like the highest that I could.
Yeah, we made some tents to fill for like what do you call it? Slums. Just for people to like, we need housing. Because the outside doesn't matter.
No.
Right? For the individual player.
Yeah, and I do like that. I like that it's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
it's just a place for people to jump in, but they could have a tier 10 house and live in a tent.
Yeah.
So
or tier 1 room or tier 2 room.
Right, tier 10 room. Yeah, that's what I mean. And they could have a internal that's tier 10, but the outside is a 10.
But yeah, I will say that larges really helped with our space issue. I know that they took as much resources, but being able to slap down a 20 slot house, we still have quite a lot more slots around the Dragon's Head that people can fill now. So that's good. And the income ratio, for me, it's just, I'd rather just people get a house. The income is little enough that it's like, it's not a big deal to me.
Income to me is second to anything. I barely ever use my settlement income unless we're tiering up, and I'm like, okay, I can buy straw. I need to buy crop oil. That's the only thing I use the settlement funds for. So the fact that So inside, we've talked about building it. What about the inside for you guys? Are you using it for storage? Are you using it aesthetically? Like, how are you?
For now, just storage.
Just storage. Tel has a mansion.
This will be a good time to switch to my.
Oh yes, we probably should. We will talking about new features. We will go and hit this button, and we're talking. Hi, welcome to a new screen. And we are currently looking at Tel's screen right now.
This is my outfit, by the way.
I love
this. Is 80 Scholar. I wear a pillow.
I love it.
It's ridiculously gaudy.
That is funny. I had not seen that one.
I think I got an extension. This is the new size that they have now, due to the extra codex. I think I bought. So you can buy. They added up to level 7 now. So this was 3. This is up to the wall. Now it's 4, and then I think 5 it gets really big. Like it starts going wider, and it's kind of crazy. But I haven't. These storages are empty. Like I don't. As I guess the scholar main. I guess I don't really use this stuff. I use all my settlement storage. But I cared. I come from 14. I try to put a little bit of effort into it. I'm not very good at it, admittedly. But that's this is my little place.
Nice.
So
I want to
both-
do more like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say both aesthetic and pretty and mansion.
But yeah, it's for me is aesthetic. So and like I've got a little bit of wicker stuff and mostly woodcraft stuff. And I'm really excited for them to add some kind of trophies and things like that that you can earn to put inside.
I would love to see our pets being able to
Yeah, roam
jump
the house.
around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna switch
Just
back.
be full of piss cubes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy all the piss cubes.
All of them, just every single one of them. But yeah, so having it aesthetic, it's just purely aesthetic. Do you have any plans for making it into a venue? You said you were 14, and was that?
Oh god, not venues. I'm not a
No, you're
no.
not gonna do a role play.
No, we're not gonna do ERP venues in BitCraft.
Oh no.
I had to ask. I had
That's
to ask.
probably
we
coming though
do-
somewhere.
We do probably. I think there was mention of like we do. Like, I'm starting up our settlement meetings again. We're gonna do meetings and community events. So we do a meeting. I'll jump on stream. We'll do a community event.
Nice.
Our next up one is fishing because we need so much fish oil. So we're just gonna get everyone to do ocean fishing together. I think that'd be really fun.
That's really good. Idea.
But someone floated the idea of we should host the meeting and be in a place while we do it, just for the fun of it, to hang out. So
Inside
like,
housing.
yeah. So I think I probably won't use mine because I'm actually, even though it's Ramshack, I'm proud of my little house there. So I probably don't want to destroy it. But if we can get one of the guild masters, maybe we can decorate their house to be like a little guild hall thing. Big table, lots of seats, and everyone can hang around and do that. I think that'll be fun.
Nice. Well, let's actually jump in really quick to because we're looking at time coming up soon. Let's go over group craft really quick. Let's talk about our experiences with the group craft, and then we can go ahead and jump into showing off more of our settlements. We showed a little bit of the player housing there, but let's talk about group craft, and then we can jump into showing off what our settlements are like.
Yep. BitCraft has destroyed all my Scholar experience. However, it has made Scholar much easier for me.
Yeah.
Everyone has done all my Scholar stuff. I've run out of materials. I've gotten to the point where I just don't have any more materials anymore. It's crazy. However, I used to have a huge backlog, and I just would dump like 50,000 effort of T1 pigment or something, and then everyone would, like vultures, they would swoop in and just take all of the experience, and then the second it's done, they scatter like roaches. It's crazy.
But you can turn
It's
it on
so
and
funny.
off. You could just.
I
turn it
know,
off.
but I'm not going to turn it off. Like, I
it
need
off.
the help.
I
I'm
can't
complaining,
imagine
but I
that.
need the help.
That is, I was gonna say that is something I'm noticing. A lot of people don't realize that it is a toggle, and it's not just an automatic. You craft and it's automatically running. Because I've had to explain that to a few people now, being like, "Hey, can you help with this?" And I'm like, "No, I can't," because you have to press the button. You actually have to press the group button to assist. I think it's what ask for help or something like that. There's the right underneath, and
It's called oh, I can't see it because I can't craft right now. Accept help.
accept help.
Yep.
That's, yeah.
Right. Yep.
So it is good and bad, like Tell's saying. If you need the experience.
Oh, it's air quote bad. It's air
Yeah.
quote bad. Like I prefer people to work on the tier 1 stuff so I can work on higher tier stuff. My only conundrum right now is I've actually genuinely run out of high tier stuff. So
yeah.
and most of the materials, so I actually have to take a second job. Unfortunately, now that I'm an AD scholar, I'm probably going to pick up like Mason or something like that to help with vials and other things that we need for our settlement progression.
Right.
You know, I know it's just because you want the pink outfit. I know.
Yeah, to go with my stupid hat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the pink outfit. It has the best pink outfit. Mason has the absolute best pink outfit in this entire thing.
That's funny. Is that the level 80 one?
Or
Or is it?
They're all
of them.
pink. Mason
pink.
Masonry's pink all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And yeah, like this comment as well. It's like it's a really nice. The shared thing is really nice. Like if I don't have any crafts to do, you just walk up to a station, hit 20 grand craft, and go AFK. Right. Yeah. So like it's really nice to be able to do that too. Get some free experience. One thing I'll probably mention as well, real quick, is on the dev side, they have mentioned the ability to add fees to your accept help, so you can charge, like you can have people, you can pay people to work on your craft, right? So you can, I intentionally don't work on like tier 6 cooling agents or whatever, because people are going to make 150 grand off this heating component that they put in the thing. So I'm not gonna do that shit for free, to be honest. Yeah. So eventually people will pay for that and be able to pay for that, and then they'll probably incentivize me to do it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. That is actually really nice. Yeah, I've found that the whole helping thing has, it's, I think I mentioned this earlier, that it did remove my complaint about the speed of just the game, just the crafting, to have people just help out with things. A 12,000 craft becomes a 6,000 craft. So. And I'm talking much smaller numbers than you all, you tier 7, tier 5 people. But yeah, it's like
you'll get there. You'll get your first like 50K of pigment or something of ink or something that, and you'll be like, oh.
Yep. I did a 24,000 of pigment today, and I was like, oh, I definitely could have used help with this one, but I wasn't streaming it, so
yeah.
No one else was on. But yeah, it's I have to say, the help that you get, it just makes things a lot easier. And when you have 3 or 4 people, I can't imagine tell with all,
it's really fun too.
All your people. That sounds really good.
The cuddle puddles that you get, just being like, everyone, quick, go to this table, we need help.
That's what we're gonna do tomorrow on big old fishing zone. Get like 30 people, do some ocean fishing, slap all the fish in, and just go. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Yep.
I find it like we were talking about it being good and air quote bad. It is great for those big crafts, and also I'm noticing if you don't want to turn it on, you don't have to, which is nice, because there are people that are like, hey, I need half this bar. Can I just kind of keep that craft to myself? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Like, you don't have to share it if you don't want to. And I know there's plenty of people out there that, yes, there are those leaderboards that are behind the scenes in different websites that I'm sure those people are going to probably want to keep their crafts private to get as much experience as they possibly can. But it's great as a community tool. It is great if also, I'm noticing there are people that are going to settlements and starting crafts. They're just going to different settlements and getting people
to drop crafts and then walk away.
Yeah, just walk away.
Try and make some money.
Yeah. So,
but hey, other people get the experience. It's a win-win,
Yeah, like,
fine.
Yeah. But yeah, was there anything else from this new content?
I just like that it kind of changed the game more than housing did, and it was just a side ad. It was just like, hey, this is a thing, by the way.
Right. Yes.
Well, we knew player housing was coming. We did not know the group craft.
No, we knew it existed. Like, well, I follow everything, but we knew that it was coming, but we didn't think it was just gonna like drop. Kind of like the Wasad update. It was like, oh hey, Wasad's here. I didn't expect that for months.
Which I have to say, that was one of the bigger changes, because there's a few people in my community who just wouldn't play the game. Because they did not like the lack of the WASD movement. They did,
and they saw that and they moved on it immediately. Yeah, which is really good.
That got 3 people playing the game on a regular basis in my community, and that's, I mean, if it's 3 people with my tiny empire, that's going to be huge for the overall game. So
not to go too deep in that topic, but I hate it. I can't stand Wasad. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Yeah. I didn't want. I like the click to move. I'm used to that at this point.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I went into Minecraft and I started to click to move forward. You can't do that in Minecraft. It's just you can't. And but I do want to go to the bookmark that I put down before we move on to the next thing.
Yes. Yeah.
One of my other complaints is when you do tier up your settlement, having to break down your old, I mean, you don't break them down immediately, but it would be so nice to just upgrade your stations from a tier 3 to a tier 4, rather than create the whole brand new tier 4 and then destroy the tier 3. It would be nice, especially when it comes to smelters and looms and kilns.
You shouldn't be breaking them down.
Right. Well, I mean, you do at some point, because they can only do, like, right now we've got the tier 2 ones. And when we have tier 4, only the new ones will do the tier 4 stuff, and the other stuff will do the old ones. But
we still have nice.
Yeah.
We have tons of, like, just because like quantity is, I guess, on the quality.
Yeah, and it's just, it would be nice to, like, before this game, I played a game.
Housing would be really good to upgrade to.
Yeah, housing, that would be fantastic. But I played this game, Cubic Odyssey. It's kind of like a mixture of No Man's Sky and Minecraft. And when you needed to upgrade the stations, you just got the materials just the same way as you do in here, but you just applied that to the station and it upgraded it to the next tier. And that's what I would hope for this game, would be to be able to upgrade it to the next tier that way, to just kind of be able to just throw the stuff in. It can be the same exact supplies that you need to build the new one. Just throw them into the old one and poof, it's now tier 4. That would be optimal.
Yeah, having that as an option though, because if you do have, like, we still have, I think, like tier 1 tables somewhere, or like the previous tables sitting off in the corner, because if you have that, like, oh crap, I'm using this table and it has 20,000 effort build, and then you're like, okay, where's another table? Can I have to, like, build this, like, super quickly?
Share crafting has really helped with that too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it would be great if it was toggleable. Words are hard. If you could just say, hey, yeah, I do want it upgraded, or I do want to make it completely separate, because you also have people that do intricate layouts, like us, that have everything, like, very finely hexagon by hexagon place stuff. Like, I don't have to.
Why don't you show us?
Well, I can show you, in fact.
Why don't you show us?
We will
show us.
Boop, boop. Well, I have to log in first, because I am not prepared.
I'm ready to go if you want to do settlement showcase.
Okay. We will. Boop. We are on Tel right now. There you go. Pushing it over to you, and hi. Hello. Wave.
Hello. So one thing that we want to do for this podcast is we want to do a little bit of settlement showcase. We're going to show off. We're going to start with ours. And I believe, Ember, you have a link for people to apply to have theirs shown off. So we wanted to do just to get introduced to our own settlements first, to make it a little bit easy for us. And then what we're going to do is I think would be really fun, is to involve the community and have you guys submit your settlements in that little Google form there. And we can tour yours and hop over and stuff like that. So that'll be really fun. We have all the housing, as mentioned. So the wood housing, we actually delegated to the outside of the city, much to like Shocktor's kind of aesthetic there, which what she was talking about is keeping these wooden houses and these kind of tier 4 nice looking ones with the thatch roof on the outside. And then you start getting into the mainland. Now, for shared crafting, I wanted to show this. You probably haven't seen this before.
It is so colorful.
Yeah.
There's multiple, by the way. There's just so, if you ever want free farming experience, just swing by. It's all here.
Now, do you have it strategically that once one's done of that tier, then they put another one of that exact tier in, or is it just free for all?
I don't know who those crafts are. These are randoms. Okay. Like, so many people come by that we don't like. Our settlement's a little bit different because we have there's so much size and so many people coming in to interact with us. We have a different system of how we manage resources, and we do it all through the stalls. So these stalls will take donations and pay a fair amount, not quite market rates, but a fair amounts, and all of those resources get handled by guild masters and then get put into codex areas. So we have our different guilds. So you have the looms and stuff, the tannery here. You start going to the main city. There's more housing around here in downtown. Our tier 1 settlement token, because I haven't relaunched the game yet. It's usually really high. It's like usually up to like up here.
Don't let it fool you.
Yeah, it's a grower, not a shower. So like for example, this stall here takes a ton of the planks, leathers, cloths, and all these types of resources that we need. These get donated for fair market rates. Like for example, we buy leather at 25 because of our income instead of something like 5 or 10. And then anyone, settlement member, not settlement member, random, whatever, they all these resources can get paid for their time, and then they can go straight into the upgrades. Is how that kind of works. Here is the marketplace.
Your marketplace is too far from your waystone, by the way.
Yeah, I know. We're changing the waystone soon. But I liked the idea of having that Orgrimmar style where the waystone is outside and then you teleport and you walk through. But it's getting to the point where it's a little bit old, so we're gonna probably move it inside a little bit.
That is one of the biggest things with settlements
orders.
And trying to find markets. Having a waystone right next to your market, I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Here's the tier 5 lodge.
That is so
That's what it looks like. It's huge. It's got 20 slots in it. And then you have our, like we said, we keep all of the smelters and stuff. So recently, because of the shared crafting update, we doubled up on all stations too. So every crafting station has at least 2 now.
Oh.
And this is my area. This is where I don't leave. All these chests are mine.
I was gonna say, what you don't hear is the clanging of the ball and chain stuck to Tel's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is my tier 1 scholar chest. That is just parchment all the way down. That's not enough, by the way. We still need more.
It is ridiculous the amount you need.
We've started stockpiling things as well instead of just banking it. So you'll have fun when you start doing tier 5 and stuff. You'll start needing to do that too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is another settlement over there. It's actually ours as well. It's a depot for any. We have a secondary faction called the Hansa, and they do logistics and stuff like that. You can pay them to transport your goods anywhere from point A to point B over the ocean.
Ooh. And I love those walls.
And here's the slums. Yeah, these are the tier 5 walls too. The gates still aren't working, which is I think why we don't have them yet. But this marking here is to outline where the gate's gonna be.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's Dragon's Head, located at the Dragon Peninsula.
Yeah, I had asked earlier saying region 5, and I had it as region 5 and region 8. Can you explain the difference? You said, because I see you in both regions, aren't you?
I believe, you know what? I don't have a handle on my own empire at this point. I think Jask and Mozzie have created these little settlements called, let me see if I can find one. The 9th Mountain Hansa.
Okay.
And there's another one down here in region 2.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, you're speckled everywhere.
There's a couple up here too. I think they're just logistics locations. They're also, I think, pretty close to the trees, so you can use them to teleport to trees. I don't know.
Okay.
That might be. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud.
We'll edit this in post.
Yeah. So that's Dragon's Head.
Nice.
It's a doozy of a town. But
and
yeah, we have a different strategy.
Officially
basically.
tier what?
Tier 7 now.
Tier 7. Nice.
So I think there's only 5 tier 7 settlements in the game, maybe 4 of them. We all kind of hit tier 7 at the same time, and then no other ones have popped up.
Nice.
Let me check. I can check the claims now. There are still, there's only 4 tier 7 settlements still. So we all kind of finished a week ago. That's Kalamulu, Dragon's Head, Jerusalem, and Tortuga Prime, 3 of which are in Region 5, and Kalamulu's in Region 2. And we're still waiting for all the tier 6s to get caught up.
Oh, wow. Shock, are you ready?
I think so. Hey, Mad Dog, for just the opening shot, can you go out of the scene and then jump into the scene?
Is Mad Dog like one of those naked bots running around
he is naked.
Okay.
Yes. He runs around naked all the time. So yes, there's
We're
Mad
cutting over
Dog.
to you.
So this is our settlement. We've got waterfalls and mists coming off the rocks.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And it took this was when I was looking for a place. I found this. I'm like, all right, this is good. I'll start over here because someone said that we must hate our farmers because I put them all over here across the river, and I realized that was
disgusting.
Such a terrible idea. So I am gonna move.
Awful. My farmers complain our settlement moves a lot, shifts a lot, and they complain.
Yeah,
they can no longer complain because that is torture.
Yeah, just show them this and be like, I could put you on the other side of a river, and then you have to cross over.
That's crazy. Do you have a claim that runs all the way?
Yeah, my claim. I actually did. Once I get across,
did you snake or did you?
I did a single line here. I mouse over. You can see I did a single line across the river, and then I claimed that area across there. So it just kind of
crazy
goes right there. And so yeah, this is our claim. When I found it, this was also a hill with some trees, and so I cut it down. I wish it was daytime, but you see use this stuff, and I put the teleporter up there and all the NPCs, and so that's that's what I built it. And we have all these, see all the sketches. They all run up to the edge every night, staring at us, wanting to attack every single night. They're all sitting up
ominous.
there. Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like sometimes a dozen or more are just sitting right on the edge, just watching.
Do you farm them for just stuff?
I probably should because they're so weak. However, when they all attack at once, it can get.
Oh yeah, when you're climbing up and they gank you while you're climbing. Yeah,
exactly.
They got strats. They got tactics.
Yep. And Mad Dog's following me around going wee. And so, whoa, that was interesting. So yeah, I did and you'll see Ember has it where, you have your central personal storage and all the stuff just calls your personal storage. So everyone can do their work here. We're a small group, so, that is why this works for us because there's only 9 of us. Though we do get a lot of random visitors who come in and, some people who are here daily who don't even belong to the settlement, haven't signed up.
It's so cool to see that. Yeah.
And that's cool. I enjoy that. And this is the tier 2 tent, which I think should be a shack, or as Angry Fist says, it should be an outhouse or something that just looks more naturey. Again, daytime would be better. Oh, that's another thing. I think they need to put in better lighting for the game. When it's nighttime. And by the way, Mad Dog's one of the people who says the game's boring and stuff, but he has 150 hours in the game. So
I had to see Mad Dog in a fun game.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our settlement, and just like yours, we have a settlement right next door, and this is the guy who likes nature. And the name, by the way, is Shocktor Falls. That's the name of our settlement. And then here is Blueberry. Blueberries are sacred to him. He says no one is allowed to touch his blueberries. This bush right here, this blueberry bush, has been here, since, you couldn't find them anywhere. And there's one right here. And
so this is the guy. This is why we can't get you for. This is why we couldn't get them, because he was claiming them.
Exactly. He hoarded them right there. Yes, and you couldn't, because he claimed them. You couldn't get them. So that's his settlement right there. And but this is ours. I have the marketplace next to the river. I have people oftentimes just come in on the river. Tavern hold people come in and they check the market. And so this is ours. That's it. Not a whole lot to it, since we're still tier 3, but hopefully tier 4 soon.
Getting there, slowly
getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, slowly but surely.
Nice.
So,
it's quite spacious.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's 53 per hour, and that's mainly because of this going across the river. That
is your stability 100
to the cost? So how much is yours per hour? Ours is 53.
I mean, do you want to know?
I mean, yeah, 53 supplies per hour as well.
Ours is 280 supplies an hour.
Ooh, whoa. All right.
And we still have another 2,000 to claim if we wanted.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets up there.
And we're located from Mirefold. Go straight down the river, go through here, and we're right there. Just taking the river from Mirefold. And this is our actual land where I have Area 51 right here. This is the place where people are using the bank to supply the war. And you can see what people did with the watchtowers. They just dropped them down during the war. There were extra watchtowers everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, they were just because the Purgatory had one per area, and so when Region 2 came in, they attacked them. So Purgatory then dropped 1 to 2 extra per node to make it so that no one could do it. They did the new management.
Is the South? That's so crazy.
It is.
Are they going to dismantle these or what? Like, are they just running out?
They're going to. I believe they're going to get rid of the extras because they did for me. They got rid of the extra ones here so that I could retake
so
this
crazy. I don't know why they're so aggressive with it.
Yeah, it was crazy. And you can see where I ran because I did a war report. I did a whole stream going through all these watchtowers to see who was
yeah.
And you can see exactly where I went to kind of explore the area. And it was
Shocktor wartime reporter.
Wartime reporting, yes. And so I went over here too to show what was going on because this was the big bone of contention right here. Hexwater did not have any land, and they wanted land, and Purgatory wouldn't give it to them. They just wanted 3 towers. They just wanted this one, and this one. Purgatory's like, nah. They had this entire western side, and now they just have that and this and all of that. So, and yeah, we're right here. That is us, the Squirrel Kingdom capital.
Nice. Really far away from your land.
And this is that square right here where I dropped the tower. I put it right there. It's unclaimed. I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe I can just take this 1 block. No, does not work that way. It's even the size. Yeah, it's just 1 block. So, all right. So that's me.
Nice. We're gonna jump over to mine. Hopefully it's working. And I touched buttons, so we don't know. It could be completely broken. I'm touching buttons. Here we are. This is my settlement, and we're going to do another drop of that Google form. So if you are interested in having your settlement showcased on BitCast, feel free to click the buttons and check out the form. Super simple. Just asking for the name of the settlement. You don't even have to put your name if you don't want to. It is optional. And then in the coming weeks, when we do more of these, then we can show off the settlement. So, please ignore my peoples. They tell lies apparently. Thanks, Diana. Thanks. So this is the Hearth, or the Ember Isle, rather. Our island. We are currently directly east of Hearthrest. So, like I said, we are Japan. We have this like little sliver of an island. This is where we're at, and this is our main base. This is our capital. We did do the whole ring around with all of the personal caches all the way around. So this is usually filled. This is actually pretty tame compared. Sometimes we actually have.
Oh, sorry. So you have the cache thing too, where you fit everything on your.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so interesting that the small claims are able to do this. I promise you, we can't do this. You can't.
Yeah.
It's way it can work
feasible.
The way it can work is when people are logged off, someone can put down their cache right where someone else had it, and then if they're both logged in, their caches will appear there, but they'll be on top.
Yeah.
Of it. So it is
well, not in terms of like the caches themselves, but the physical space required.
The sheer number of people. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can imagine yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
I think if we had the amount of people in this little circle crafting, I swear the game would crash for one.
We were able to do this because
you just got raided, by the way.
I see that.
Okay.
I definitely welcome in. But yeah, no, the reason we were able to do this, especially, is like I think our max uptime for people is maybe 20 in this small section of things. There's Mad Dog again. Hi, Mad Dog. But we did it like spokes of a wheel. So then what you have is then the processor that is right behind it. So, of course, farming, you have all the farmland. Our tree that we don't want to ever get rid of, I like having a little bit. And what Tel was saying earlier about the stalls, we end up doing the same
Make sure
thing.
you got to fence that tree, by the way.
Yeah, because people are going to be able to chop it down. And
Yeah, you make sure you fence that tree. If you want to keep that tree, you fence it.
So there's still leftovers. I cleared out everything earlier so that we had all of our tier 5 stuff. I'll show you my player housing. It literally looks like file cabinets. So all of the NPCs, it's super small, it's nice, it's compact. Our player housing is outside of this main ring just to keep it a little bit more organized. This is the tier 4. So nice little beachfront, nice little farming station so that you can just bring your boat up, fishing station. Bring your boat up, do the fishing, and then head out. That was one of the biggest things where we're located. Over here is where all the fish is, the ocean fishing, or you go all the way out this way. So we're in between a lot of big settlements, and people would come up and down and ocean fish and then stop at our place and drop off fish. And I'm like, oh. So mostly a fishing town for the most part. This is my player housing currently. It is literally just file cabinets of each one of the research. So yeah, been working on some of it, but what's up?
Do you find, because you guys are small settlements, but you're working really hard on your own settlements, do you guys find yourselves going to other settlements to work on stuff often, or is
I have to for some higher tier stuff? Yeah.
Okay.
I usually stay with what level our settlement is, but we do have people that go to, I think up here, which is Ludenia, which might be, I think, tier 6, tier 7 or something like that already.
Yeah.
Ludens, I think, are really high up there.
Ludens are tier 6, yeah.
Yeah, so go up there, process it, and then bring home the resources.
Okay, so you guys just do your advanced processing, like whenever you're getting really high tier ore and stuff like that, that's not local, you go over and you bring it back. Okay, cool. Yep. So you just do that piece. Yeah, that makes sense.
I use
sometimes, I was gonna say sometimes boating home. You can boat home, but for the most part, it's processed at the location and then teleport. With the breakdown. But yeah, super simple. We have all of our stuff is of lower tiers, so simple, sturdy, fine. And then as we get to the next level, we're going to add that and then drop it down. So then we'll get rid of the tier 1. We do have room that we could add another 2 and stuff like that, but want to keep it a little bit tighter and nicer. Some of these, like the ovens, we don't have very many of, but try and keep at least 6 of stuff. We did do all fine kilns because it was a request someone had, and then we have the back tables where these are just the extra crafting tables that aren't part of the original circle. But yeah, and then once we hit tier 5, we're going to expand out to the waterway and add more houses and beachfront property for people if they want it that way. So yeah, super small. We have an island or a settlement to the north of us right here that has another bank that's pretty local. I still haven't gotten rid of. You can see I have a bank deletion notice, which will be coming down on Monday, giving people time to get player housing because we were a little behind the curve of getting these up and running. And so giving people time to get their stuff out of the bank, put them in their house, and then we'll delete it on Monday. And so, yeah.
Nice.
Super, super easy, super simple. It's like more function over being pretty. Just having everything.
I'm sensing some power gamer vibes over here on this side of the below me.
Yeah. I wanted it to be pretty.
We're constantly on our renovations to try and keep function and prettiness and stuff like that, and we piss a lot of people off. So
yeah,
it's
I really
fine.
like the
Keep what
tile
you're
work.
doing.
I like the tile you've done.
Oh, the pattern.
Oh, yeah, the for what Tel has done.
Yeah,
actually, I like yours. I actually took what you did and copied it, like what you had on your with that center part.
Oh, yeah.
but I want to do what Tel did with all the different colors and stuff. That's that kind of stuff I like. I want the blue. I want to unlock the blue one to even do it. I haven't even gone and processed the blue rock yet. I can cut it, but I haven't been. I would have to go to a tier 4 place to cut it.
If you quickly, I should remember one thing. Actually, if you quickly switch to mine, I forgot one thing. You see this?
Oh yeah, your logo.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think one of our clan members came up with the idea. They did it over Dragon's Tail, and then we shamelessly stole it.
That is very cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you can do. It's pretty cool.
I definitely like having the different colors for the regions and zones. I think that our problem is because we're only at tier 4, it's only the same 4 colors.
Right.
So it'll be better when you expand the palette.
Yeah, they did the demo trailer came out where they did a bunch of tours of the demo settlements, and a lot of the demo settlements do kind of look the same because they only have 2 rocks and 2 planks.
Yep.
But now we get a lot of as settlements kind of level up, they get a lot more different.
I do like everything's color coordinated though.
Yeah,
it's a little chaos right now. I kind of want to reduce the chaos, but there's so many colors in Dragon's Head. It's truly gaudy.
If and I'll probably show this when we do a showcase. Niflheim, which is in region 1 in the tundra, has some of the coolest tile work that I've seen. They actually drew the picture of a saw in the carpentry area. They drew the different tools in using the stuff on the ground for the different areas. It was really cool. I'll show that off. It's well done how they did that. And they're actually one of the settlements that I'm using to process stuff because I don't have the stuff in my own. So it's nice.
Well, now that we've shown ours, we want to see yours. So make sure to definitely
whip them out.
Whip them out.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't put me on. You can't put me on something like this. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we have a Google form. Make sure to click that, submit. You can submit your own. You can submit for your kingdoms or your empires, however you want. We just want to see what you're doing and what you're creating. And so each time we will choose of the 3 of us one to show off for each of these episodes. But I think we should finish on roadmap really quick. Yep. Finish that, and then we will be.
What we're looking forward to in the future.
Yeah. So we're gonna click on.
Question: Did we were gonna raid into my show? I should start mine soon, I guess, right? Just start my stream in the background.
Whatever you would like to do. We probably have I would say 15 minutes left.
Okay.
Between outros and stuff.
Yep. Just want to make sure. Okay.
So, looking at roadmap, Tel, do you want to go first on what you like and what you see here, and give us some more behind the scenes?
Yeah. As much as I said, I'm not into statics and stuff like that, and I don't have the time for it, I am looking forward to deeper combat and PvE changes. So that'll be really good to see. I expect them to roll out maybe some PvE changes. I don't have any foresight information. This is not partner stuff. I'm just speculating. I'm expecting maybe some PvE changes over the next couple of weeks before they fully drop a big combat update, just so they can maybe tweak the balances of things and see how they work. Or they might just drop it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how often they're going to give us a new roadmap as well. I don't know if they're going to, because the development there has weekly update, and player housing. So I don't know if they're going to give us a new one.
Come August.
Right.
Well, come now.
Come now. Yeah. So we'll probably see more news about that in the next week. The really most impressive thing about this roadmap from me has been the fact of weekly updates. Yeah. And they are nothing but just so consistent. And I think that they're not the perfect devs. They make mistakes. They dropped, I think twice now Brico didn't give the recipes properly. The second time has been the outdoor furnituring which was really cool to see, but we didn't get to see them. So they're in the game files, but we can't access them yet. Yeah. There's little mistakes like this, but they still, every week, it's like, boom, scrapping, boom, shared crafting, boom, housing. It's frankly insane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And well, the scrapping, that wasn't anywhere in the alpha or demo, right? Like that was
it's just something they talked about, like that they needed to do to as part of the upgrading, which wasn't part of the previous alpha either. It wasn't the demo, but they just like it was something they worked on, and boom.
Yeah. So, I
don't know about
to it.
Yeah. So dungeons, really interested in seeing how they go. There's little tiny things you can see of how the dungeons used to look. It used to be you just run in and you kind of explore it. There weren't any. I think the time that dungeons were in the game, there wasn't actually any combat, so it was just kind of exploration. So I'm interested to see how they've iterated upon it, and hopefully we can utilize the different weapon styles a bit more too in some kind of group mechanic.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of people are looking forward to hopefully getting some kind of party system before we get dungeons as too.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm also really curious what they're going to do with what's going to drop. Like, what rewards are you going to get from the dungeons? And how that could affect, your
T1 rares, please.
Yeah.
Give me fucking hundreds of straw, whatever. I don't care.
I'm just curious what the drops will be too.
Yeah, me too.
People to play it, and that's a big one.
Watch it be
I have
like
a ton of people
gear.
really looking forward to it.
That might be cool too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing they have spoken about, and it kind of goes into this gathering and crafting gameplay improvements, is that they want to, when they made the new combat system and the new equipment system that exists that you guys see today, it wasn't like it was in Alpha 3. So today you get cloth armor, you get the different craft speed, and they have all these different modifiers. If you press I think it was H, you get view detailed statistics. A lot of these are new. So your gathering speed, your crafting speed, your build speed, your stamina, your movement multiplier, these kinds of things, strength, evasion, accuracy, all these can be tweaked and changed. And now that we have the basic armor sets, cloth, leather, metal, I'm suspecting, like you said, armor drops, maybe we get some more interesting things that can tweak the gameplay and how people play. So maybe you might get something that has less stamina but more craft speed. So you run out more often, you have to play more actively, but you craft faster, right? Stuff like this.
Right.
That would be really nice.
That would be nice. That would be cool.
So yeah, my biggest thing that I'm really, 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 really looking forward to at this point, though, I know dungeons are a huge thing, but events. I can't wait to see what they do for like seasonal events.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
So,
and the fall and winter are the best times. So, well, for us on the northern hemisphere.
How do you guys feel about FOMO? Like, let's say they give a Halloween event, they give you limited Halloween cosmetics that they tie to your account, which they said that anything tied to your account you keep forever.
Yeah. I think that is going to cause a lot of FOMO. For me personally, I have a feeling I will be playing during it, so it won't too badly affect me. But if it was one of those, like a new player coming in or someone starting out literally just as they launch, because it seems like
free to play.
For the free to play, having maybe a repeat of it so that people have the option. But even then, that's a little rough for the people that were already here for the early access. And it's like,
it's such a difficult conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like, you want to reward the people who are playing and participating in your development and loving your game, right? But how do you effectively reward them without also ostracizing another player base? And honestly, I don't have an answer for that. I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna get shit. So I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, that's the same boat that I'm in. Is I know I'm gonna be around for it, but at the same time, that's gonna suck. Like for everyone else. So
right. Yeah, and I mean other MMOs have it where you can show off like, hey, I got this from season 1 or whatever, and it's that's just the way it is. So because
like is Path of Exile FOMO because I wasn't there for season 3 to get a big trophy for participating in season 3.
Yep. And
I think everything is
Fortnite
FOMO.
skins, you know, yeah. Like there's even Fortnite skins that you can never get again. It's, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of all the games kind of touch on it a little
Mounts,
I
bit.
think as long as
minions.
it's I think as long as it's not monetized FOMO, I think I'm cool with it. I
Right,
think
yeah,
that
that's
I think
important,
you should be. I think as a developer, you should be able to reward your community for playing your game
Mhm.
with cool stuff and
Yeah.
stuff that they might not get again, without being bullied into saying, "I'll give it to everyone."
Right.
But if you monetize it, then that's where things get like your seasonal battle passes where you only get the cosmetic, you have to get to level 100 or whatever the fuck to get John Wick, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not that's like a level of FOMO that's trying to incentivize people to spend money, which is I think less cool. I think
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Agreed.
also like to see it that utilizing the website. So if someone perhaps can't log into the game specifically, but they can log into the website to still like click, hey, I gotten this thing, that might actually be like a good supplement to it as well.
Yeah.
Because you can access that via your phone. So stuff like that. But yeah.
And the other upcoming thing, the empires, you know, all the things around that.
Shocktor's got opinions on empires. Let's hear
Yeah,
them.
I've got many, you know, it was a very interesting time in Region 1. But yeah, the whole the idea of the PvP empire stuff, we're so small that we most likely that won't really appeal to us, because I can't see how
it's gonna be be really hard for them to navigate to keep it opt-in only.
Yeah.
And little guy is okay,
Yeah.
but
Right.
still something, you know, so it would have to be agreed on both sides somehow.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what it is, and I'll probably what I've learned now is to take a neutral stance and and watch it as a as an observer, but yeah, it's very I'll be very curious to see how that's all laid out and stuff. So
I do love that it's opt-in, though. This is just saying the whole thing being opt-in is definitely,
and they're very aware of that.
Yeah, and there's a good amount of people who like the PvP. Though this game is not a PvP type game. I like it the way it is.
But yeah, so looking at the roadmap, this is what people can expect. Also, it's not on the roadmap currently, but we should also give a quick shout out to BitCraft Online doing their own podcast, which the trailer came up this previous week. And I don't know when the first episode is launching. Does anyone know when the first episode is going to happen for that?
No. And I think Percival is the one behind that.
Yeah, but we should give them a quick shout out. So if people are looking for more stuff behind the scenes to listen to engage with resource-wise with BitCraft, make sure to check that out.
This is the... Sorry, the podcast?
Yeah, the podcast. When are they?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got more info on that. I was typing.
Okay.
Okay, so they're pre-recorded episodes. So it is just I think the first episode is just going to be Percival talking to himself, and it's going to be or episode 0 it's called, and it's going to be based on lore and the game. So we're going to get new lore, new information. He's a big lore nut, so we're going to be talking about the makers, what we are, things like this. I don't know any details other than just we're touching on the lore. Then episode 1 is what I recorded earlier this week with Percival, and that'll be coming out. Sorry, episode 0 comes out this Friday, today, maybe.
Nice.
Should be. That's what he told me that it was going to happen. Then episode 1 comes out next Friday, and I want to say it's fortnightly after that, but I'm not sure yet.
Got it. Yeah, we will be every other week. So unfortunately you can't see our pretty faces, all 3 of us together, except for every other week. But you can see all 3 of our faces throughout the week. And we're going to throw it over to Tell, if you want to tell people.
That was slick. That was real slick. Oh, yes, you've changed. Okay. Yeah, so I am primarily a YouTuber, but I do stream on Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings for most of you, and Saturday evenings as well. But for the most part, most of my focus is on YouTube. So Teloril, if you YouTube Teloril or just youtube.com/Teloril, that will show you my channel. I like to do guides and deep dives on games. So, and it says diving into billabongs. What I mean by that is I like to do some kind of level of, I guess if you want to call it journalism, but just deep dives on history, gaming development, something like that. I really am looking at the business side of development too. I'm so just always paying attention to what the devs are saying and stuff like that. And I got all that game knowledge just because I'm just so interested in how it is as a business more than just the gaming itself. But I love making guides. I love making videos. And yeah, here in 5. You guys have heard of me.
Yeah. So I stream at this time 5 days a week. This is normally my start time, and my only days off are Saturday nights and Wednesday nights. I'm actually off all next week, so no streams next week. This will be my last stream until Monday of the following week. I stream right now. It's BitCraft. It says variety of games on the thingy. Am I pointing to the right place? The thingy right there. But I've been mainly streaming this for stuff. And yes, I have been playing games since dinosaurs roamed the earth. And I'm Squirrel Kingdom in Region 1. I'm just making sure I touch on everything there. But yes. I'm so old, the mountains and rivers that you see were not there when I was born. Dinosaurs were around. So, yeah. But, yeah, I stream...
Dude started in graphical muds.
Yes, exactly, yes. Actually, I did play muds back in the day. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell, I guess. And... I have a YouTube channel that I do YouTube. I've done 2 YouTube shorts on BitCraft, and I really need to do more. So, so that's it.
Hi, I am Ember. You can find me here. Welcome. I keep forgetting that I'm not on someone else's channel while I'm doing this, and sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I have to press the button. So you can find me. Things, mirrors. You can find me here on Twitch or on YouTube. All of these are going to be VODs that you can find in both places. I primarily stream during the weekdays, depending on when I...
Ember.
Oh.
You're doubling up.
I broke it? I broke things! Yay! It's not an Ember stream unless I break things. Hopefully this is better. Yeah, this is better. So yeah, things you can find me here during the week, usually mid-afternoon PST, sometimes evening. I make a joke saying that I shouldn't be streaming for 12 hours, 16 hours, but I sometimes do. So my schedule is very random, unlike the other 2 people who actually have like dedicated schedules. I am very all over the place, but weekdays you can find me here. But other than that, let's throw it back over to our group, and we can say bye to amazing people. Like I said, this will be bi-weekly, so our next one will be, what's the date on the next one? August 15th. So make sure to check it out. Make sure to check out our lovely co-hosts. You have all the links, and don't forget, if you want your settlement to be featured, click on that form, click on the link, and submit all of the awesome stuff. But thank you to my amazing co-host. Thank you very much for coming and dealing with the chaos of BitCast. Thank you.
No, thank you for saying all that.
Yeah. Big shout out to Ember. It is a lot. I've done this before. I've done it on like proprietor stores and stuff. Today I only need to show up, and I'm very thankful for that. So it's so much easier just to show up to these things. So big shout out to Ember for all the work she's put up, like all these graphics and stuff like that. She's been just sending tons of DMs I've been ignoring for like a week. So tons of work has gone into this. So thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
Do the form because we want to check out your settlements on stream. We want to involve the community in this kind of thing. So this is what it's for.
there will be more things that in the works, in the brainstorms for more segments for our future episodes. So make sure to check that out. We don't have an official information center just yet, so make sure you check out all three of us and figure out what we're going to be doing. That's the best thing I can say until I can get an actual official social media set up for BitCast. Hopefully, fingers crossed, at some point. So, but yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you very much for being here. You can be in any other place. You could have been washing the goldfish. You could have been somewhere else. But thank you very much for being here with us, and we can't wait to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.